Midnight music.
Hi-yo, folks. Technical difficulties, but we are back. We're just going to fix some stuff real quick before we get our show started. Will's still here, checking his notes.
I'm still here.
There you go.
Have you been following this trend?
What's the trend?
The AI presidents playing video games.
No, but it sounds amazing.
Dude, I'm gonna. Oh my god! Oh, I should add you. I should just add you to this Discord channel, if I can. Oh my god! I'm gonna send you them. They're playing Mario Kart on the Wii.
Okay.
Just Jesus, watch it. I want your live reaction to this shit.
All right.
Where's this talk?
Fix some other shit real quick. Let's delete that forever.
So it's all created by AI.
So it's all created by like just the presidents talking?
Well, so it's like it's Obama, Trump, and Biden playing Mario Kart, but the voices of the presidents are AI.
Okay. All right. Did you send it to me on Discord?
Yeah, it's in our host talk.
Okay, give me one second.
It is the funniest shit ever.
Live streams, okay. All right, so let me reset some shit right now. What did Charles say now? Yeah, Wrestle Addict Radio would be dangerous. Yes, it would. Okay, come on. We're good there. Perfect. Let's fix the war stream real quick. Sorry for the technical difficulties again, folks. Little hiccup.
So aggressive.
We got on our show, but all's well that ends well. Life of a content creator, right? Let's fix this. Delete that forever. And fix this.
Oh, also, dude, like you know, I do podcasting, right? You get to think it's a thing I do.
Yeah. What about it?
I get these messages on LinkedIn every single day from like a social media strategist, short form person. Like, I'm going to promote your podcast for you.
Oh yeah, we get those all the time. I just never respond to them.
All the time, obviously. So this guy goes, "Hey, Will, I create viral shorts form content for podcasters." Like, I don't know who this guy is. Apparently, Robert Kiyosaki. I don't know if he's the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, but either way.
Kiyosaki? Is it like ayahuasca?
Somehow, I don't know, but somehow related to Rich Dad Poor Dad. But anyway, it's not important. And David Meltzer, to increase your monthly listeners and attract high-paying sponsors. I ignore all that. I go, Dave Meltzer, like Wrestling Observer Dave Meltzer. I was like, yeah, I was like, all right, you got me to respond.
Let's see if it works out. Oh my god. Okay, I just saw this. Let me see the shit that you just sent me. Let's check this shit out.
All right, boys, it's been a good time, but it's time for the last race.
Let's go with Rainbow Road.
Oh my god, let's go with Desert Hills. I love dessert. Say less, Joe.
Oh my god, did this guy just say dessert? It's desert, Joe.
I will say, Joe, I am craving some dessert.
Do you want to hit up the old Dairy Queen after this, Brock?
Sure, Joe, I love a good blizzard.
I'm more of a chocolate-dipped cone guy, but it sounds like a plan.
Notice how Joe forgot to rocket start again.
Donald, you've been such a bitch this whole time that you aren't invited to Dairy Queen with us.
Oh, come on, Joe. You know I was just joking with you. As a pal, you know.
Sorry, Don, you can't come.
Well, fuck the both of you then. Means Dairy Queen when you're the Mario Kart champion.
Well, Don, right now, I'm in the lead.
Not for much longer, you aren't.
God damn it, man, why is this car so damn slow?
Shit! What the hell, Brock?
What do you mean you hit me?
You were in my way, man.
Joe, what the hell are you doing?
Giving you a warning shot.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Don't be getting in my way like that again.
You baby's just gonna hand me the win?
Yeah.
Got one more coming, Brock.
Yeah, suck a fucking dick.
This dude is absolutely molding right now.
You think he's mad right now, Joe? Just wait
Dude,
till I
there's
mention his
hundreds of
husband. I mean,
these.
wife Michelle.
Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
What are you gonna do, Will Smith? Slap me. Oh, look who's at the finish line.
Eat my ass, Donald.
Okay, say less.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Take this blue shell.
I'd rather have a blue shell than a Michelle.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I'm still in the lead, Brock.
You're not for long, old man.
Who cares? I already won.
I fucking care.
Let's go, Joe.
I got this.
Probably not.
All right, bye-bye, Joe.
Yeah.
Time for the retirement home.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck you, Brock.
Yeah, get absolutely shit on Joe.
You know what, man? Fuck you. I don't want to go to Dairy Queen anymore.
Yeah, me neither, dude. Who the fuck gets an ice cream cone at Dairy Queen?
A Blizzard isn't real ice cream.
Neither is soft serve, you
It's an
dumbass.
ice cream
All right,
cone,
guys,
Dairy
let's
Queen.
relax. I think it's time to finally acknowledge that I, Donald J. Trump, am the best Mario Kart player.
Name any other game and I'll whoop your ass.
Is that a bet?
Don't count me out, two guys.
Joe, you're a fucking noob.
Learn how to rocket start and then we can talk.
God damn it.
So stupid.
Dude, there's so many of them. Dude, they're literally, dude. I can't even know where
So
to start.
fucking stupid.
It's literally they rank the best Transformers movies.
Yeah.
They do a tier list.
Nice.
They do a tier Mario Kart list. They do a tier Cheetos. They fucking dude. They play Mario Party. They go to
That's-
Burger King. they play Age of Empires. They play Super Smash Brothers.
Age of Empires. Nice.
They work at McDonald's.
Wow. That is crazy now. What have I been following lately besides nerdy Marvel shit? This actually makes me think of the Super Mario movie, which I will not see in theaters.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not that crazy of a Super Mario fan, and I was like, okay, I saw the latest trailer, I'm like, okay, I know what they're doing. They're just putting all the video game shit in the movie, and like, I get that, and sounds great, but like, when you think about it, outside of Mario and Luigi being plumbers stuck in a fantasy island with princesses and toads and mushrooms
Yeah,
and
there's
shit,
not much there.
what is the story that you can build in all, like, what's the lore?
Well, they're saving Luigi this time.
I guess, but like, they ruined the best, of course, because they needed people to go to this movie. They ruined the best surprise that I think they're gonna have.
Which was?
Donkey Kong shows up.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be like, duh.
Yeah, Donkey Kong shows up. I mean, if they create like a Nintendo cinematic universe, or they might be on to something, which leads to like everybody gets a solo movie, and then it leads to like Super Smash Bros. The movie, then I might be interested. If we can work towards that, that'd be pretty fucking dope. Like, could you imagine like Super Smash Bros. Like the battle for like something supremacy?
Probably. Oh, and Frets and Charles, I dropped like 5 videos in the chat here, so please enjoy. Every time I watch it, it gets funnier and funnier.
Yeah, you mean the Discord chat, right?
No, I put it in the YouTube. I can put it in Discord too.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
Charles.
it's in the YouTube chat. Yeah, Charles is on YouTube. Frets is on
Charles in
YouTube.
YouTube. Here, I can take these links and put them in Discord.
Yeah, Charles, you can also be on the Discord. You know, be a pal.
Yeah,
Stay
yeah,
a while.
Charles, come on. I thought we were friends.
So Charles might not survive this weekend. Actually, I'll tell you that. Because Charles is going to spend St. Patrick's Day weekend in New Orleans.
Dude, I totally forgot there's like Friday St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I'll be working.
I'm hanging out, not doing much.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, yay, green. Okay.
Oh, is Discord work? It's a chat room. It's like AIM, but cool.
Yeah, we can even use Discord for
Video chats, audio chats. It's mainly used from gamers, for gamers, by gamers.
that everybody's
But-
now using.
It's a great community builder.
Yeah.
Like remember actually ChatGPT has one. A lot of podcasts have them, networks have them. Those AI that makes images, they have ones you can type in like a
Yeah.
prompt into one of their chats and it'll make the image for you.
But here's the good thing now. And you can integrate Discord voice channel on Xbox, and PlayStation just did it last week.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Discord is
So
really,
we can
it's
literally
just the best.
have a
There's also games in it. There's a free game. If you get like Discord Plus, you can get games.
Oh really?
But yeah, like we were playing like it was called Crazy Eights, but essentially it's just Wild West Uno.
So if we really wanted to, we can do a giant Discord voice channel for WrestleMania if we all watch on like different devices. It's like I can watch it on my PlayStation or my Xbox and just go on a Discord voice channel. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll talk about
I could do it on my phone. I could hop in on my phone.
Exactly.
I mean, Jazz and I are just gonna eat pizza. I'm gonna hit this weed pen the whole time. So if I still have weed left by then, I don't know if I'm gonna go buy more.
Yeah, we've got. Well, we'll talk about it. There's
Not
not
really
that
do
much
it.
time left till WrestleMania.
We got next week, then the go home show.
Yep. So we can try it out. But are you ready to do the show? We're good to go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it done.
I don't know what we're talking about this week.
Yeah. You'll figure it out pretty soon.
All right, I am rolling.
Let's do this.
Started in. That's not the right way.
We should start that. We should start like the show like that one day.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Asshole.
Midnight music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, maybe it's because it's the Ides of March, but some weird stuff's going on in professional wrestling. People are leaving or mysteriously falling ill. WWE took forever to announce somebody for the Hall of Fame, and AEW rebranded a title again, but that is to be expected. So please, for the love of God, stop trying to fill out your March Madness bracket. You probably already lost, and it's already the play-in games. It's Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 332, The Ides, exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now.
How'd Hofstra do? Did we win?
You guys didn't even make the tournament.
Damn it.
I mean, to also be fair, Towson didn't make the tournament either, but again, that is also to be expected. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 332, The Ides, because it is March 15th. Beware of the Ides of March. I'm your host, whatever, be cultured. I like Shakespeare. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose, along with, of course, Willie T, who still, to my knowledge, still enjoys one thing and one thing only, and that is BJ's.
Who doesn't love BJ's, dude? I mean, it's wholesale, wet, and you finna have a happy ending. You come in hungry, you leave happy.
And you get 10-pound wings still.
I got 10 pounds of wings. I don't even know how much they were, but it was cheap. So yeah, and like 6 bottles of water. There's 6 gallons of water, I should say. So we have water for like 2 weeks. Two of them, count them.
Just get a fucking filter.
Yeah, but you know what? I did filter for 2 years. I preferred bottle.
Really?
I much prefer bottle.
Huh.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I don't mind filter. Like, I actually do enjoy filter. The tap water on Hoboken isn't bad when the pipes don't burst. But we're doing bottle, and it's just like, oh, I love this water so much more. Nothing against filter. Nothing against nice bird. I did it for 2 years.
Yeah. I have a filter. It's freaking great. I also have a gallon jug, but I just carry around with me all the time, so I'm not really like going to use the faucet to fill up the pitcher only like once a day. And that's just to fill up my gallon jug. But anyway, folks, welcome to our show this week. There's a lot of interesting shit going on in the world of pro wrestling. We're going to try to tackle it all. Let's start off. Well, first off, before we get into any of that, if you like what you're seeing or listening to right now, please like, share, subscribe, leave us some 5-star reviews. It really helps us out. We have a lot of merch and some cool shit available for you. The links to all of that are in the description below. And if you happen to be listening and or watching on Spotify, because you also upload our video to Spotify as well, we do have some interesting polls and questions for you to answer for the show, which we will try to dive into during the show. But if not, again, the polls and the questions are below in Spotify as well. So moving forward, first,
And Discord, baby. Join a Discord and watch some presidents play Mario Party.
That's true, and Discord as well. Yes. So first and foremost, let's do a quick update on Roxanne Perez. The update is there really is no update. She stayed in the hospital overnight. They ran a lot of vital tests on her. All of them came back negative, meaning that they couldn't find anything wrong. But they cannot determine the reason for why she collapsed at all. This is from Shawn Michaels making a statement about it, and to having a doctor on the show as well, who apparently treated Roxanne Perez. And So we don't know if she's going to make stand and deliver at all. They're putting some things in place, like doing a bunch of qualifying matches to see if they have to determine a new women's champion. If this is a work, they're playing it really well, and they're keeping it really close knit.
I don't think it's a work, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because this is weird, right? Like, say it's a work. All right, let's say it's a work.
Okay. Yeah.
What is the resolution to this story?
I honestly don't know.
She shows up at Stand and Delivered unannounced. Great. What a great push. Mm-hmm. Right? This is WrestleMania weekend, right?
Yeah.
She should be on TV being pushed, right?
Yeah.
She should be looking pretty good as a champion unless she's going up against a monster heel.
Yeah,
right?
Which Miko Sotomura was not. Miko Sotomura just hits people really hard.
Right. How is this, like, how would she benefit from this being a work?
It's hard. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
Right, which makes me think it's real.
Yeah, the only thing that people are comparing it to is that this happened to Shawn Michaels back in '95. They pulled this same stunt.
Yeah, I mean, Zarian thought it was a work. Matt thought it was like easily a work. I kind of dismissed it as a work off the bat.
Yeah.
So, and maybe, I mean, hey, that's fair. You know, Shawn Michaels has been pretty much running back his own hits.
Yeah.
Why is God damn? I need Ciampa to come back. And he's like, I lost my smile up on Raw. I lost it. It was gone. I was working with the fucking Miz. You know how awful that is? Like,
yeah.
That's what we need next. I don't know. Is he gonna make a Sunny Days comment to like Ricochet? Ricochet's like fiance or whatever.
Sam Irvin's amazing.
Yeah. They're engaged, right?
Yes, they are. They're engaged. He engaged in her. He proposed her.
Oh, he engaged in her.
No. He is engaging her, right? My God, what an upgrade from Casey Catanzaro.
Yeah, for real though, and she's really cute. Casey is.
Yeah,
I'm a
she
fan
is.
Of Casey. She's so adorable. I just want to hug her.
Amazing, great person to hang out with back in our 2000 days.
But talk about an upgrade. Yeah. She's a god damn.
Yeah,
damn.
He proposed to her.
Like so smooth.
Yeah, no, he proposed to her. I think in front of the Bellagio fountain in Vegas.
Fucking lame. Really, Ricochet, you're rich and that's what you do?
Well, he resides in Vegas now, too. Have you ever listened to, like, his, when he gets called to the ring? He's like, from Las Vegas. I thought you were from Paducah, Kentucky, like, a couple of years ago. Like, what happened?
Hollywood, California, if you're Dolph Ziggler.
Wasn't it?
Hollywood,
Florida. He's Hollywood, Florida. He's Hollywood,
Yeah, the
Florida.
closest he gets to Hollywood is Hollywood, Florida. Fucking Oscar bait loser.
He'll show up when somebody else needs when a new superstar needs a push.
Yeah. Speaking of, I do hope this is a work.
I hope it's a work too.
Like, I want to be wrong on this one. I don't think it's a work, but I really, really hope it is because this kid's a baby. She's younger than me. She's what, 24?
No, 21, dude.
She's 21 years old.
Yeah.
Like, and we don't even know what it could be. They made a collapse. Like, they don't know if it was like a head, heart, anything like that. Just
they said they ran all the major tests to test like heart, veins, all that stuff, and nothing. They couldn't find anything.
Yeah, they would find it in the blood. They find everything in your blood.
Yeah.
Because they find all my things in my blood.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have a Honda in your blood.
Yeah.
How'd that get in there?
Yeah. So it's like I said. I hope the hell this is a work. Because, like I said, they played it on NXT really close to the chest. So even the announcers, I forgot his name because Vic Joseph was like, Booker T, have you been in contact with Roxanne's parents? Because everybody, like, it's already well known Booker T trained Roxanne. Like, she came out of Booker T stuff
from his school. Yep.
From his school. So it's, whew. And like, she hasn't posted anything. You know, there's not much really going on. So again, if this is a work, they got us. They got me.
They got me too.
Yeah.
If this is the work, they got me hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, they got me. So we'll have updates whenever there are anything to update on. But she got dismissed from the hospital. She's at home resting, and we'll see what happens. Again, only as of this recording, 17 days till WrestleMania, night 1.
Wow.
Yeah. It's heating up. I guess we bitched enough, and it finally happened. Rey Mysterio's in the Hall of Fame. Thank God.
Finally.
Thank God.
Took him long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still wrestling, though.
He is still wrestling. I mean, it's happened before. Sting got in. Who else was in the Hall and they wrestled? Ric Flair got in the night before.
That's it. That's pretty much it. Well, Batista, I
No,
guess.
actually, my
no,
fault.
not
Sting
Batista.
retired during his Hall of Fame speech. Fucking bastard. Oh.
Loser.
Yeah.
Loser.
Yeah, but I mean,
You know, I totally forgot Trish was retired.
Trish is like on and off.
Like, I forgot Charlotte technically retired her. I was like, oh, yeah. She's like, when she was on Raw the other day, she's like, I could be
Retired
unretired.
real quick. She says it all the time. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm perfectly fine with it. Trish still looks like she can go. She still looks like $1,000,000. Her TikTok is fucking hilarious.
I heard Virgil's also in the Hall of Fame.
Please no. Please no.
That could just be a rib, though.
I think that is a rib. It's a rib. But I can think of somebody who's more unanimously loved than Rey Mysterio throughout his entire career. Like,
Oh, Vince McMahon. Duh.
yeah, right. Yeah, but no, Ray is the great choice. It's in California. He's billed from San Diego.
Is there a Dom angle?
Oh yeah, Dom already came out and bashed him twice. We'll
I know,
talk
but
about that.
I mean, during the speech.
Oh, does Dom? Everybody wants Dom to pull like a Kanye on Taylor Swift.
Dude, I mean, it would be a great work, and obviously Ray would okay it. I don't think Ray would have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But that would be so fucking wild, dude. Like, Ray's gonna headline the Hall of Fame, giving his speech, and then somewhere in along the line, Dom just attacks him.
Which would be weird because we've had real attacks at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, God, he wasn't even the one speaking either.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if they want to go that angle. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I mean Ray loves the business, but I would want Ray to have a moment to really reflect and talk about his career, which
Yeah,
I think
like,
is something that he
I don't-
deserves.
I don't watch the Hall of Fame anymore because it's so goddamn long. But I agree.
Yeah.
I would not want that moment taken away from anybody.
Yeah, especially somebody like
even-
Ray. Ray's been through a
even-
lot of shit.
Even if it's your kid. Ray killed a guy in the ring. Not really, but the guy died while Ray was in the ring with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would totally want to give him his time to speak. I mean, if it was at the weigh-in, like when the confetti comes down, I think that'd be really cool.
Would like Dom attacks him after. I think that's fine when you kill two birds with one stone.
I mean, if you want the heat, like right when he opens his mouth, he goes, "Hello, boom."
Yeah.
Doesn't get to say a word.
Yeah, I mean, but also like I would want Ray to get this for just because look at all stuff he went through when Eddie died.
You want to rumble in the title? What do you mean?
I mean,
Right.
but like he still held all that weight. You know, all that emotional weight that he had to carry with him, and he still carries it with him for it's a little bit easier. But I think he would want that moment. I really hope AEW lets Vicky Guerrero show up because I feel like she would be a great person to, if not induct Ray, which I think would be really cool, but at least have her in the crowd.
I hope Vicky's there. I hope Chavo's there.
I do
know
too,
last
yeah.
Week I like last week I buried Chavo pretty good. But I'm actually a fan of Chavo.
Yeah.
I met Chavo. He's a great guy.
He's a great guy, yeah.
I think I have his PayPal.
I think it would be really interesting if Chavo inducted Ray too. I think that'd be
Chavo would make sense.
Yeah.
Right? Eddie's nephew.
Yeah.
And
Either
I'm sure they're
Chavo
close.
or Vicky. Like
Yeah.
I said, if Tony Khan doesn't be an asshole and allows Vicky to show up for the for the Hall of Fame, because I think that'd be cool.
That would be cool. That'd be very
That'd
cool.
be cool. I mean, there's somewhat of a work relationship. Well, she probably did it before she showed up at AEW, but Paige is getting an A&E biography this week.
Oh, that was definitely filmed and recorded before.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. That was recorded and edited like a year ago.
Yeah, it's what is it? I think this week is Jerry the King Lawler and Paige.
They're like, hey man, the marketing money was already paid for. Might as well just fucking air it.
Wow. Taekwon says, hear me out, Psychosis inducts Ray. Number one, Psychosis was amazing in WCW back in the day. I love Psychosis. Psychosis and Laparco were my shit.
I mean, if Dean Malenko was like on his deathbed, I'd say Dean Malenko.
No one wants to hear Dean speak.
I would. I love Dean Malenko.
He's a great mind, but he's a terrible speaker.
Yeah, no, you're right. Terrible on the mic.
He's a terrible speaker. I'd rather have Fuck, I forgot his name. I'll figure it out. Yeah, Billy Kidman. Kidman could also be an option as well. Apparently,
Prince Iakea?
no, Billy Kidman. 7-year itch, Billy Kidman. You remember he changed the Shooting Star Press, name of the Shooting Star Press like 5 different times in like 5 different years. It was in WCW. He changed it all the time. But apparently, from what I've heard, Kidman is hysterical when he's calling a match.
I bet.
When he's in like the ear of like the rappers, apparently he's fucking hysterical.
Isn't he married to Stacy Keibler? Is that Kidman?
That's not Kidman, no. I don't think that's Kidman. If he is, upgrade for Kidman. Good for him.
Yeah, who married one of those like 04 divas who was like the hardest, like a Stacy Keibler or someone, and she just married like a ditz.
No,
like
Keibler was
how?
Keibler was dating Clooney for a minute.
God damn.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen Stacy Keibler?
Tory. Yeah, he was a Tory.
Oh, Tory
Wilson.
Tory's married to Kidman?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, roll tide on that one, right? You're like, how'd that happen?
Very nice. Good
Talk
show.
about 8 inches. There you go.
All right.
What about Batista?
Batista's single.
No, I mean, I know Batista was like gonna fuck Dana Brooke for a hot second. I meant to induct Rey Mysterio.
I can see about that's fine. That's fine. I can see about.
They were tag champs.
Yeah. Also, we're 2 for 2 in our predictions for last week at the Hall of Fame because just announced today on WWE's The Bump by Ric Flair himself. Woo! The Great Muta is now the second member of the 2023 class of the WWE Hall of Fame. Again, another well-deserved person. He is a
Congratulations!
He is an absolute legend of wrestling. He never stepped foot in WWE, but he's one of those people who he was so big that he didn't have to, and everybody respects him.
Yeah, it's a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's an absolute legend. You know, he's been everywhere except WWE.
Yeah, he was actually part of NWO Japan.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
NWO Japan.
I remember the first time I saw Muta, it was like 2011 in TNA. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And he looked old back then.
Yeah. And if you actually look really closely at our Wrestle Addict Radio logo, it is designed based off of a mask that the Great Muta used to wear.
Is it really?
Look at it.
Oh.
Yeah. You never knew that?
I thought it was just rip off of Lucha Underground.
No, it's a rip-off of Great Muta.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a Fu Manchu?
No. It's just the lines from his mask. If you look at some of the masks that he wore in like his later days, that's what the mask is based off of.
Cool.
Yeah. So congratulations to the Great Muta. He should have an interesting speech. Rey Mysterio is going to have the headlining speech. I don't know who else is going to be named, but it's going to be like a sprint now for people to get into the Hall of Fame. Going to be an absolute sprint. And maybe that was by design. Which is cool, but I do enjoy it, but it seems to be things. So congratulations to Rey Mysterio, congratulations to the Great Muta. Moving on to some other weird news. Where the fuck is Bray Wyatt? There's been, and I know you probably haven't heard any of this, Will.
I have, actually.
Oh, you have? Rumors. Okay.
I heard rumors.
So,
I heard the Melters and the Satins.
Yeah, so there's rumors. The official statement that we're getting from Fightful and Sean Ross is that he is dealing with an undisclosed injury, and he may or may not be expected to show up for his match against Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. That match is yet to be actually confirmed at Mania. The other prevailing rumor is he's gotten some disagreements with creative and has walked out.
Well, that was fast.
Show up, and other things. Other people are saying maybe doesn't have a physical injury, maybe it's something he's dealing with mentally. We don't know, but all we know is that Bray Wyatt hasn't been on TV, and the details around him not being on TV or pushing this angle with Lashley could go all over the place. What we do know is that he was not buried on TV by the announce team, which is a great thing to see.
It's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start. It's a good start to have.
Which also makes me think he didn't walk out.
Potentially, but who knows? And I don't know what you do from here. Like, even if he does come back, like I said, we are 17 days from WrestleMania Night 1. Do you even try to put on this match with Lashley? Granted, Lashley deserves a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
Get your fucking ass in the ring. Like, what's the problem now? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, if it is an actual injury, it's just a lagging injury, get your ass in there. If you can go, go.
Yeah.
Like, if you're having a mental issue, it's like, well, what now? What could you possibly need now, right? Like, Vince is gone, man. He was your biggest problem. You got Creative Freedom, is all we know. It's like, dude, if this is still an issue, it's like, just don't come back next time. Go get your help, and then just don't come back.
Maybe who knows what it is. He also has like I think he has like 6 or 7 kids.
Yeah,
With JoJo, I
don't want to judge because
but
we don't
have
know
you
if it's a
seen
mental
JoJo?
issue or what it is. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it's just like, again, it's like, bro, you know you paid millions of dollars to be on TV, right?
So
Like,
Fred's
you got
is
your fat
saying
contract.
Fred's is saying he has an apparent illness too, and it's kicking his ass. What is the illness that is kicking his ass? Like what is it? Like is
Hey,
it
if you got
something
COVID, you got COVID. Fine.
If he has COVID,
but-
sure, cool, whatever. You know what we need? We need clarity.
Yeah, we need clarity.
Yeah, and I think WWE does a poor job at this as compared to AEW. AEW is a little bit more transparent with with their injuries and stuff like that. But I think it would benefit WWE to be more transparent when some of their performers are out with an injury and stuff, and not always stick to kayfabe. Because listen,
How is he injured though? It's like, how can you be injured if you're not wrestling?
Who knows? Maybe he's working on houses. But here's the thing. The reason I say that is that, listen, in this day and age of wrestling and sports entertainment, everybody knows that this is all for show. You know, you can take the veil down a little bit. You can drop the curtain a little bit and say, hey, this person's injured. Here's the injury report. They're not going to show up. This is right. Like we all know what's going on. So you don't have to always be like, ooh, where have they gone? They're not on TV. Like you can say like, hey, this person's not here. You know, that's kind of my thoughts on it. Just say it. Like you don't have to say like you don't have to like if it's something like Riddle who's clearly doing like drug rehab because he's violating the policy, I would be a little bit wary about what you disclose.
I'd PR that up.
Yeah, you PR that up. But if
you can't just be like,
injury.
hey, we're just not gonna tell you. I mean, I guess you can, right? Who the fuck?
I mean,
we?
you can't. You,
right,
you
we're
don't have
just
to.
douchebags
Yeah.
talking on a podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird though, because if I'm Bobby Lashley, I'm like, dude, I was in a fucking program with Brock Lesnar, and now what? Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'd be backstage like cracking skulls.
Yeah, because and I think it's me and Will's both opinion. They stopped Lashley and Brock way too early. That should have gone to Mania.
It should have gone to Mania. Like, we're going to talk about the Hell in a Cell in a little bit, but I would have preferred them in a Hell in a Cell, to be honest, even though Edge and Balor's the way better match.
Oh, yeah. We are going to talk about that.
But I do think Brock and Bobby should have been at Lesnar, but they're saving it for a main event, probably at King and Queen of the Ring, which is whatever.
That's fine.
Fine.
Ooh, WrestleMania has a good alternative. Bobby versus LA Knight. I'd actually like to see that.
I'd like to see. Honestly, I want that more than Bray. I am so fucking over Bray Wyatt. Like, I don't care who the fuck Uncle Howdy is.
It's Bo Dallas.
I don't care about your silly promo packages and the Muscle Man dance and the just saying weird things for the sake of saying weird things that don't actually mean anything or tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, just what is it now? Like, what is it now?
I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this Bray thing, but who knows what's going to happen?
I feel really bad. I really feel really bad for Bobby.
You know what sucks too, because Bray got an amazing moment at Raw 30 with the Undertaker. Yeah,
I guess, sure.
I mean, everybody wants to do a segment with Taker, and Bray got that segment with Taker. And what are you doing with that?
Yeah, he got American Badass. He's just like, hey.
Well, the Undertaker's we're never getting mythical.
I know.
Undertaker
He's never getting it again. So yeah, like the American Badass passed the torch to Bray Wyatt. What if Bray Wyatt just came out in like a tricycle?
Like they set up the Firefly Funhouse and he comes out in a trike. I mean, that would be great. Undertaker would be pissed, but that'd be great.
He's like, here's the torch guy. It's like a little birthday candle.
Listen, that's a great Bray. I love when Bray's just like ironically funny Bray Wyatt.
I like when Bray Wyatt's actually doing something that makes sense.
Yeah, the thing what we've gotten since Bray returned is that we didn't get a payoff. We don't have a payoff. That's the issue. And Bliss isn't going to be back for a while too.
Yeah, what's up with her? I think she's just taking time
I
off.
think she's just taking time off.
She's just like, hey, man, I don't want to do this fucking story again and ruin my career again. I'm just gonna take some time off until Bray Wyatt just implodes.
I think it's a matter of they were gonna. I'm like, I don't know. I have no credible source or information on this. It's just me, kind of just thinking off the top of my head. I think she was going to be tied into the Bray story, which would have made sense if they were building some sort of demonic family, which would have been cool.
Could have been cool, sure.
Yeah, could have been cool. But the fact that there is a stall in creative and now you're kind of just walking in limbo, I could see Bliss being like, okay, I see where this is going. The women's division doesn't really need me right now. You don't have a women's mid-card title for me to even fight for or even to pass my time. Let me take some time off, and when you guys figure it out, call me.
She's like, I'm newly married. I could use some 8 inches of my own.
Exactly.
Let's call it a day.
And and if that is the route she took, I don't blame her.
I would do that. I would take that same route. Like, I'm
Yeah.
out. Dude, get me the fuck out. I don't care if I miss WrestleMania payday. My husband's rich.
He's a weirdo too. He's a little weirdo, but whatever, it works for them. He's a little pop star singing guy. He's a small little man.
Lives Matter taker.
So yeah, we're gonna keep our eye on this Bray Wyatt thing.
Yeah. Do you think how many people do you think it would hurt if people found out that Undertaker most likely voted for Trump twice?
I thought it was plainly obvious that he leaned that way.
It is, but like it's not like known. You know what I mean? Like, what if he just came out and said it?
Have you
like, like how much do you think it would hurt the internet? He's like, yeah, I voted for him twice, like casually. Like, he's not coming out as blue. He's not coming out as MAGA. He's not like at a rally or anything. He's casually sitting like at a Hot Ones interview. Yeah, I voted for him twice.
And then like takes a bite of a massively spicy like wing.
Yeah. Like, how hurt would the internet be?
There'd be a good section of the internet that'd be hurt. But for us, I'd be like, what did you expect?
Yeah, right. He's a gunslinger from Texas. Like,
have you seen the property in his documentary? Like, that screams he's gonna vote for Trump.
Yeah, he probably loves Ted Cruz too. Ew.
Oh
Ted Cruz.
Oh goodness! All right, let's move on to something not so mysterious. Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, whichever you want to call him, because they're pretty much the same person, cut a little bit of a promo last week on AEW after his match to MJF, which he lost in overtime in an Iron Man match, which people are lauding as one of the best matches in AEW history. People that it was okay, in my opinion. Yeah, so people that Daniel Bryan was on the floor, clearly in shambles after his match with MJF. Hair down and everything, saying that he was so ashamed that he tapped out to MJF and that maybe it's time for him to quote unquote go home. So, and then he walked off camera.
Oh, he means he's going back to WWE.
Could you imagine? So my question to you is, well, is Daniel Bryan officially done? And is this the beginning of Daniel Bryan's swan song?
That's a great question. I think he has one more WWE run in him, but I don't know what he's under contract for. But I don't see him backing out of a contract. I see him being a man of his word because that's just his track record.
Yeah.
So even if it is his swan song, it depends how much time is left on his contract. And like, unless he finishes out his contract as like a backstage role and is left on camera, I don't see him leaving AEW until his contract is up. And if that's the end of his career, I would be pretty shocked. I think he has one more small run in WWE.
I would agree. I think he has one more small run in
Jericho too, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at AEW is going on what, year four at this point now, right?
Yeah, it'll be 2019. Yeah,
those contracts are coming to a close. A lot of those original contracts are winding down now. So there's a lot of negotiations that are going.
Yeah, I've been Tony Khan's. It's like, I need more cocaine for this.
There's a lot of those contracts that are going to be up for renewal or not up for renewal. And I agree with you with he probably has another run. Him and Jericho. I think Jericho should at least do one more run before he goes into the WWE Hall of Fame. The same with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. You know, I think they both deserve a little bit of a swan song. Edge is getting. Edge will not be around next year.
You don't think so? You think Edge is almost done?
I think Edge is almost done too. Yeah. I think Edge is almost done. Edge is already in the Hall of Fame because we never thought he was going to come back.
Yeah.
It's just Edge just got lucky. But I think Bryan Danielson, probably has one more go before him and Chris Jericho too before we go into the Hall of Fame.
Well, I think it all comes down to Edge's list, right? The list of people he wants to work with.
Yeah.
He worked with AJ, right?
Yes, he did. Because that was WrestleMania last year, and then that which was a shitty ending because that led to the form of Judgment Day, which he got kicked out of in like a month.
Yeah, that is what happens.
Because he had creative differences, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
that is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So like who else? It depends who else is on his list, of people he'd want to work with in the company, and on that list, is he holding out for Christian to come back and do Edge and Christian one more time? Edge and Christian
would be dope.
I think if they used to the Edge and Christian show on Raw like every few weeks, and this had a feud with like the Usos or something, I think that'd be really cool.
Did you ever watch when the network first came out? Edge and Christian's show that Totally Reeks of Awesomeness.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the Edge and Christian show.
Oh yeah, that show was so funny.
It was really. Remember they had Tommy Dreamer in the interrogation with a light bulb. It's on a string.
Like Edge and Christian are so good at sketch comedy. It's really amazing.
They have great chemistry. I mean, they're best friends, so they have really good chemistry together. Really good timing. I wouldn't mind seeing one more Edge and Christian run. Yeah. I could have them win the titles one more time, but I don't know what's up with Christian's contract.
He's done with Jungle Boy.
Finally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's again up to Edge, up to Daniel Bryan. If they want to wrestle, someone will have them wrestle. Is this the end? We never know until they tell us. But I don't see Daniel Bryan leaving before his contract ends.
Yeah, I don't know. Bryan's a man of his word. He will always, finish out his contract.
Gotta respect the man.
Yeah,
that's for damn sure.
He's one of those. Bryan will always finish out his contract, and he'll leave on good terms, which is good. But I think he might be on the way up because also, guess what happened? The Bella twins, Brie Bella, who's married to Daniel Bryan.
I did hear about this. I was just like, wait, who cares?
The Bella twins apparently are officially leaving WWE because apparently, they are probably under a Legends contract.
Yeah.
So they are officially leaving WWE. They are no longer going to go by the Bella twins. They are now going to be known as the Garcia twins. Garcia is one of their last names. It's like Garcia Colas or something like that. It's like a hyphenated last name, or their maiden names because they are both married now. But they are going to go by the Garcia twins. And from a PR standpoint, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, talk about betting on yourself, ladies. Like, good luck. Good luck. You still have Rant. He'll buy anything you guys do, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's like when like Elon bought Twitter and everyone announced they were leaving Twitter and it was just like cool, just don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like, why are you announcing you're leaving? Just leave, right?
Well, I guess they were trying to make a statement out of it from a PR standpoint, but
yeah, because they're like, hey, pay attention to us. And people are just like, I didn't even know you were still at the company.
Yeah, it surprised me too. I was like, I get the Legends contract, but like, it wouldn't kill. Because like, I don't know, the Bella twins sound so much better than the Garcia twins. I get they want to like own their names and stuff like that, but the Bella twins got them really far for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, dude, the Bella twins need WWE. Like, I really do think they need WWE. Like, and at least Nikki could have just rolled off John Cena. Can't do that anymore.
No, she married her partner from Dancer with the Stars, Artem, and had a baby with them too.
Maybe that might get you a little bit of fame, a little bit something. But I mean, I think they have a brand. Like, unless, let me be clear.
They have a bit of a brand. I think a lot of the brand was being assisted. I mean, they did some stuff in Rome, but a lot of their stuff was with the help of WWE. I feel like.
Right, but if they have those partnerships set up, and when it comes to media, I think their time in media is probably done.
Okay.
Right? But like, if they have a brand, like like Rihanna had a clothing brand.
She also has a very successful makeup line too. Fenty.
That's what I mean. So if the Bella twins have these brands already set up in their name, they can just probably be more famous and make more money off camera and off the public eye, and more like hey, we just run this brand now.
We're running these companies. We're running these businesses. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and then I could see them being good at that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
'Cause
they have some
if
stuff
it's
out.
already established. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I mean, they're rich. I'm sure an accountant was just like, "Hey, here's what could happen. Here's what your money looks like." And then again, rich people were really stupid and they run banks into the ground. So what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, so I mean, good luck to them. I'm gonna miss calling them the Bella Twins. I'm probably gonna still call them the Bella
I'm
Twins.
still calling the Bella Twins.
Yeah, yeah. So but this also leads me to think that maybe Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson is on his way out as well. Yeah.
Well, Bella Twins have no heat with AEW. They have heat with WWE
I'm not saying that there's heat
because reasons.
I'm not saying that there's heat. I'm just saying like if Bree's trying to leave like the wrestling world, what's stopping Bryan from leaving the wrestling world besides his own damn stubbornness?
Well, it didn't work the first time.
That's true.
So
That's very true. We're all like, Bryan, you have to retire. Oh, I'm gonna be okay. Oh, fuck. All right. All right, but
how about you just go fuck yourself, like real quick? You take Birdo and get the fuck out.
oh my god, how are there's? I'm surprised there hasn't been like any sketch comedy or any like TikTok videos about Brie going in Brie mode at the most inopportune times because that is
this joke. This is a running joke on the show. They have it when she's on top of Daniel
no,
Bryan.
but like
fucking him.
but like on like an actual content like YouTube or like TikTok or something. Like, how come somebody hasn't made skits for this? Because I feel like it would be absolutely fucking hysterical.
Oh, let's get that AI chatbot to do it.
going Brie.
I hope they can get the Bella Twins voice down. One of them should be too hard. Hey, John.
Maurice.
Yeah.
Maurice is also underrated in comedy as well.
Agreed. And Maurice needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, Maurice and The Miz.
I think she should go in this year.
Yeah, Maurice is also underrated for her career achievements.
Yeah.
So apparently, according to Mr. Pratt's, a little bit of breaking news. Taya Valkyrie has showed up on AEW and has confronted Jade Cargill. Jade's still beating Taya Valkyrie. It's fine. But moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
okay.
don't have a funny sounder for that.
The
sorry.
undefeated Jade train is going to keep rolling because she's money at this point. But moving on to more WrestleMania matches being booked. We are getting Hell in a Cell, and I really hope it's not the red Hell in a Cell. But
Oh, it is. You know it
it's
is.
probably going to be that shitty.
You already know. Although Triple H is back, so maybe not.
it's going to be that shitty red Hell in a Cell. I hope.
Yeah, I hope it's blue. Like remember the old blue cage from the '90s?
Yeah.
I hope it's just that, but a Hell in a Cell.
With the giant, it's like just square pieces.
Yeah. You know why they changed that? Okay, first off, do you know the last time they used that cage?
The blue cage.
Yes, the very last time they used the cage.
So wait, like the blue cage, not the black cage, because they were
The blue slash black.
okay. So
like,
that style of cage.
that style of cage, like 1980s, early 90s cage.
Was it
into the late 90s?
Was it the match after the Big Show debut?
Yes. Yes, the last time they used that cage was Austin versus Vince.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And Vince was like, this cage hurts. Let's change it. Vince was like, this is what this feels like. Pal. We're changing this so fast.
Yeah, Vince, it's called a steel cage. You had to make it out of steel.
Not iron.
So I guess it didn't like Austin whipping his ass for like 20 minutes across the
Yeah, Vince was
cage.
like, oh, goddamn, can't see what this hurts. Wasn't me. We haven't had a Broken Skull sessions in a while.
It's he's definitely gonna have some.
He needs them, dude. They're really good.
Yeah, they're
But
fucking
yeah,
awesome.
Finn Balor, Edge. Okay, this is my point earlier. This is gonna be the better match to watch.
Yes.
That being said, I still wish it was Bobby and Brock in the cage.
Bobby and Brock deserves the fight pit.
True.
It is
And I guess-
LA.
if they were gonna do this in a cage and they need a gimmick match for Bobby and Brock, I'm just understanding more why they pushed it off Mania.
Okay, I get that because you don't want to be too gimmicky at a Mania. You still want to have your
and you don't want to
matches.
have you don't have two steel cage matches.
Yeah, one cage,
it's not
one
TNA
cage
Lockdown,
match.
Ricky.
Yeah, one cage match per show, please.
Yeah.
Of any kind.
Even if it is 2 nights. So if they had to choose between Hell in a Cell with Brock and Bobby and then these two, it makes more sense booking wise to give it to these two because this is the week of feud. It's the better match, and Finn Balor needs a massive win.
Yeah, we're definitely getting. This is a Demon Finn. This is a Demon Finn warning. This is definitely Demon Finn versus Brood Edge. That's going to happen.
So that also makes sense. I mean, you are sacrificing 2 shitty matches. One of them might not even happen for it.
Yeah.
But then again, Brock's forever over, and Bobby has been in a very good place for the past year or so.
Brock Lesnar's just having the time of his life. I love it. So it's really funny. Mick Foley came out and talked and was going to give advice to Finn Balor at Hell in a Cell. So he said, Finn Balor, here's my advice for Hell in a Cell. Study all the past Hell in a Cell matches and don't do anything that you see.
Interesting. Don't pin your opponent. That counts as anything. Don't throw punches. No ref bumps, especially no ref bumps.
Yeah, right?
Put the chair down, Finn.
Rest in
peace,
peace,
your finishing move, can't hit that either.
Rest in peace, Tim White.
Mick. Very bad advice there, Mr. Foley.
Well, you heard the story about what Mick says about Hell in a Cell. About how he lied about going up there.
Yeah, you lied. Terry Funk gave him the idea. He's like, it's a good idea.
Yeah. It's like, have you been up there? Yeah, I've been up there. And it goes, if I would have told the truth, we would have never been up there.
You never would have been up there. Yeah, I went up there.
Oh, that is probably the most infamous match in all of wrestling history.
Oh, I say this all the time. It's a calling card of mine. Whenever someone wants to watch wrestling matches, never seen wrestling, I got just the match for you. I know exactly where it is in the time card, too. Show stealer spot, baby. That was a King of the Ring, dude.
Showstopper.
That was the King of the Ring pay-per-view.
At the Igloo in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The Triple H one that no one remembers.
No one cared. I don't even know any other matches on the card.
First Blood, Austin and Kane, which Mick Foley and Taker had a run-in for.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Later that night, the main event, Mick Foley comes out with the chair and eats a stunner.
Wow.
Taker comes out too, and I think eats a chair shot.
Amazing.
Yeah, fucking wild.
If they bring back the Gray Hell in a Cell, I'll be really happy.
They have to, man. That red one, it's just so hard to see through.
Yeah, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. So we'll see what happens with this. Moving on, Brock and Omos got into the ring on Raw, and I'm actually really excited for this now.
God, this picture looks so ridiculous.
Here's the thing. You have to see them when they're standing right next to each other. Omos is every bit of 7'3" and makes Brock look like a fucking child.
I believe that.
You know, and also Omos palmed Brock's head and threw him out the ring, which was also very scary. What's very interesting about this and this moment, and this is something that should tip you up about how sleeper good this match will be, Brock was selling for Omos.
Oh, that is fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So Brock had the choice between Omos and Bray. And he's like, "Oh yeah, give me the big guy. Give me that big black bastard." Well,
I mean, look, if you look back in the time, like look at the Royal Rumble when he knocked out the first half of the of the card. Do you remember how excited he got when Keith Lee showed up?
Yeah, I do.
He was like, "Oh, he's big.
He's a big horse." I mean, to your point though, I actually do agree with you. That's a very good point.
Yeah,
it is a sleeper match because if Brock wants to make this match good, he'll make it good.
And Brock will help make this guy. And the fact that Brock is selling for him during this little segment means that Brock, I think, believes in this match, which is a great sign.
I think Brock buries the fuck out of him though.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't know.
I think Brock
wins.
Why have almost win?
I think Brock wins, but barely. I think that's how they both win.
I mean, Brock is still going into a match with Bobby Lashley, so give him the W. And Omos hasn't won a match of relevance since.
This is one of those things where I think Omos wins in a loss if he can just seem formidable to Brock, and this whole match is going to really depend on. Yeah. This whole match is really going to depend on how well Brock sells. Because if Brock sells, it becomes a really, really interesting match. Like, for instance, look when Brock went up against AJ Styles. And and AJ Styles was already a made man in all of pro wrestling. But that match was unbelievable based on solely the fact that Brock was selling his ass off.
Brock made you believe.
Yeah, Brock made you believe. When AJ hit that calf crusher on Brock, I was like, holy shit, he's gonna make Brock tap out. I was totally sold.
And the phenomenal forearm right into the F5.
Yeah. I mean, like, oh yeah, I forgot. It's Brock fucking Lesnar.
I just want Brock to hit an RKO. That's all I just want to see. I just want Brock Lesnar to hit an RKO on someone just once.
Just out of nowhere.
And have their head pop off.
Or have like confetti pop out of her head like a Halo headshot.
Yes. Yes. Headshot. Double.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing. So I'm interested in this now after looking at that segment. Moving on, Dominic has said some shit to Ray since getting into the Hall of Fame. He's like, you don't deserve it. You're a deadbeat. Dom had had a great privileged rich kid line. He's like, you got me a Mercedes Benz for my birthday. It wasn't even a He goes, you didn't get me a Beamer. It wasn't even the M3. You fucking asshole.
Yeah, people at home are like, what the fuck is he talking about? What is an M3?
Yeah, he said on SmackDown, I should have been born Eddie's kid.
Well, he was.
He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, right? Like, we had a match over it.
So, yeah, and this is every time Ray has come out, because Ray came out on Raw, Ray came out on SmackDown, obviously to get some of his acknowledgement for being the Hall of Fame headliner, and Dom always interrupts him before Ray can get a word out. I love it. And the best part of it is, Ray will not hit his own flesh and blood, which is very Undertaker and Kane vibes. But he has yet to lay a hand on Dominic.
When is this match get announced?
It's got to be within the next 2 weeks.
So, like, Dom's got to bring out his sister or his mother, right? And start smacking one of them around. Or
Angie
threaten to
will beat
smack
his
one of them
ass.
around.
I think it's gonna be Aaliyah.
I'm going to feed her the priest. Oh, my God. If he goes, Dad, I'm going to send that bitch to communion. I think we'd all get it.
Yeah, I think this leads, which would not be a surprise to anybody at this point in time in my thing. I think Dom has already challenged Ray to WrestleMania. Ray has said no. Something's got to change. And I think Dom challenges Ray and Ray puts his career on the line. Which could be a surprise Ray retirement match.
It could be. I was thinking that too, but like, how do you get there? How do you get from Ray going, I don't want this match, to I'm gonna put my career on the line?
I think you said you got to get the family involved. I think he has to make some sort of threat to either Angie, his wife, or
Unless
Aaliyah,
it's Loser Leaves Town.
Loser Leaves Town could also work.
Because like Ray would be like, because like what's in it for Ray to put his career on the line, if not Dom's career?
I like Loser Leaves. I think
Loser Leaves Town makes more sense.
I think Loser Leaves would be good. Because therefore Ray can lose. He loses in front of essentially his hometown, as close as it can be.
He gets retired by his son, which
is poetic.
That sounds like the perfect way to go out.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds perfectly fine to me. He passes the torch to Dom. Dom's already doing great work, which surprises the hell out of me every single day.
He hasn't wrestled, though. That's the only thing.
He wrestled on Raw.
Oh, that's good for him.
Yeah. But listen, it's not even a matter of he's wrestling. He's got his character down right now.
Character is down, but sometimes you get the character down and then the bell rings. Or if in Bray Wyatt's case, the bell doesn't get the ring.
Yeah, but I think the fact that he would... The match against his father is going to be a showcase of what he can do. I can only imagine the amount of times these guys have got into the ring with no cameras around and just went did some crazy shit.
Probably.
So, again, this is going to be another great match. This match should happen on Sunday. Do not do this on Saturday.
Dude, make it co-main. Fuck it.
It's either co-main or show stealer.
Well, does the Hall of Fame class come out the first night, second night, or both?
Both. They did both.
In that case, I guess Ray's entrance is just going to be from the Hall of Fame. He comes out in his gear.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it had to be night two. It'd have to
I
be
think Ray deserves it.
night one.
Two.
Dom attacks him when he's on the stage.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
You know what they gotta do? They gotta do a dart off the big LEDs like Kevin Nash did.
It depends on how that stage is set up, because again, one of the biggest things is what is the WrestleMania stage going to look like, and they got a lot to play with in that stadium.
They do.
They got a lot to play with in that stadium. It's going to be very exciting to see that stage design. Moving on. All right, so who do you got here? This is actually going to be one of our questions and or our polls on our show in Spotify if you check it out. So it was a fatal 5-way for the IC title, and Drew and Sheamus got the victory simultaneously. God damn it. And so this is just to waste time, clearly, because you got to lead up to this. And so there is going to be a singles match, Drew versus Sheamus on SmackDown. The winner faces Gunther at WrestleMania. Who do you want to win to face Gunther at WrestleMania?
I don't know, but I'll tell you who loses. I think it's going to be a triple threat, by the way. But I'll tell you who loses right now. It's Gunther.
You think so? Your official saying it's going to be a triple threat at Mania?
Yes, but Gunther is not involved in his own feud at WrestleMania. He's just not the focus right now. It's like, dude, we're 2 weeks out, and like, what's Gunther doing?
So in the segment after this double victory, I was like, fucking Christ, guys. Gunther shows up to Adam Pearce's faux office and is like, listen, I need a competitor. He's like, I know English isn't my first language, but I need a competitor. Do you see that? No plural. Competitor for WrestleMania.
I need a storyline. Give me a storyline. I am not involved in this Drew McIntyre Sheamus storyline.
So, I mean, in my opinion, after what the fuck we saw at Clash at the Castle, you better give us the fucking Sheamus.
I agree, but then what does Drew do?
Drew goes up against Bobby again. I don't fucking know.
You know what I mean? Like, you both of these guys deserve to be on the card. Just make it a triple threat. That's what I would do. I think it makes the most sense.
I don't want the triple threat because I was under the notion, especially what you said last week, that Gunther deserves a singles match.
He does. But unfortunately, Sheamus deserves a WrestleMania match, and so does Drew.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, the story of the triple threat match is going to be Sheamus and Drew going at each other and Walter getting the win in the back door.
Or maybe he just pins both of them. Maybe he does a Roman Reigns and stacks them both.
That'd be pretty cool. But, like, that's what I mean. No matter what happens, I think Gunther's going to keep the title at WrestleMania regardless.
I think he should keep the title at WrestleMania.
But he's not, like, involved. The story isn't about him or his title. It's between Sheamus and Drew.
Which I think that's the reason they're doing this match this week, so you can resolve that story and do a fast build. And
then the following week is the go-home show, which is just WrestleMania SmackDown.
This is what leads to me thinking it's going to be Sheamus, because there's already a story built where you don't have to start from scratch with Drew.
I mean, to Charles's point, though, Sheamus could win and Gunther could just go straight on to Cody. Or Roman,
I need Gunther to have. I mean, Gunther's had some great wins as the IC champ. I don't need him to have more wins as the IC champ.
Yeah, I think Gunther's fine as is. I mean,
he's been good. He's been spotlighted great. His Royal Rumble performance against Cody as the final two was fantastic as well. Like
he needs to put some muscle on though. It's kind of looks like a rectangle.
No, he's perfectly fine. Remember how big he was before?
No, he was fat. I said muscle. He lost the weight. Now he has to put on the muscle.
He'll get there, but he is still a menacing presence. And those slaps still hurt. Again, relook at Clash at the Castle.
He's just lanky. Flat.
Which, by the way,
weird.
The Clash at the Castle set is also a set in WWE 2K23.
That's awesome.
It also looks fantastic too. The castle's on the top of the arena too.
Jesus Christ, how much does this fucking game buy right now?
Let's move on. Let's move on to some AEW news. And just got announced before we went live on air. Forbidden Door's back, Will, and it's not in Chicago.
No, that's a plus.
It's in Toronto. It's in Toronto. It's part.
Oh, it's not even released yet. Coming March 17th, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, if you pre-ordered it, well, March 17th is in 2 days, Will.
I know, but I don't pre-order things. It's a principle.
Whatever. You don't want to get Bad Bunny as your pre-order?
No,
bonus?
I can just create Bad Bunny. I can go to YouTube and
You can
find
just
a creator.
have Bad Bunny already in the game.
Yeah, but that costs extra money.
Whatever. So AEW came out today, like I said before the show, that they're going to do Forbidden Door 2 in Toronto at the Scotiabank Center, I believe, formerly the American Airlines Arena. Or whatever it was. No, the Air Canada Center. Sorry, the Air Canada Center.
Yeah, the American Airlines in
Sorry,
Canada.
my fault. Yes, it's the Air Canada Center. The American Airlines Arena is in Dallas. My apologies, all Canadians that are watching and are listening, especially Frets. So it's going to be part.
Frets will get over.
It's going to be part of what they're calling the 6-show summer Canadian tour, which begins with Forbidden Door 2 in Toronto. Then Wednesday is going to be Dynamite from the First Ontario Center in Hamilton, Ontario. That next Wednesday is going to be Dynamite and Rampage from the Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The Wednesday after that, again, is another Dynamite in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. That Friday is going to be Rampage from Regina, Saskatchewan. And then Saturday, July 15th, they finish their 6-show Canadian tour, which is going to be known as AEW House Rules, which is a great name for their house shows if they start doing house shows like that. AEW House Rules, which is going to be live in the Saddle Dome as part of Canada's iconic annual cultural event, which I did not know this was a thing, called Canadian Stampede in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So apparently Canadian Stampede is not just only an in-your-house, it's an actual thing in Canada. Which,
Well, I figured.
I didn't fucking know.
I figured Vince would take a name from something Canadian, like Canadian Stampedes. They could have had something a little more clever for their pay-per-view, but no, it's an actual thing.
French, you really got to let me know what this Canadian Stampede thing is all about, or any other Canadians that I know. What the fuck is Canadian Stampede? Like, what is it really? Not the
They all
pay-per-view.
fight to get syrup out of trees.
You know, is there, like, how many sharpshooters are used at this Canadian Stampede? No. Is it like...
You got to pin a tail on the Brock.
Is Lance Storm the serious person, like, that starts off every day of Canadian Stampede? If he can be serious from, like, tell me.
Oh, no. It's when they all chased Trudeau out of the Capitol because he did blackface like 6 times.
Jaquan says you don't have an orgy at Tim Hortons. Listen, don't you desecrate Timmy Hortons like that.
Have an orgy behind Tim Hortons.
Don't you desecrate Timmy Hortons, Taquan. It's a great place.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, TQ.
That is a great place, Taquan. Moving on from Forbidden Door. Oh, and one of the quickest reigns ever. Hobbs cashed in his Sonic ring last week on AEW Dynamite and beat Wardlow for the TNT title. So, yeah.
Is it the TNT or the All Atlantic Continental one?
No, this is the TNT. This is the TNT.
This one means even less.
This is the TNT. This is the one that they couldn't figure out the right design for. It's already had like 3 different designs. That TNT title.
It's the TNBST.
Yeah.
Live on NBA Thursday title.
They should have the NBA on TNT title. That should be the next one.
Is this Shaq and Charles Barkley?
Exactly. Just
in the studio. Kenny's the ref.
Ernie Johnson's just trying to hold it together.
Larry Bird comes in, he's like, ugh, and he just leaves.
That's the next title for AEW. But congratulations to Hobbs. They're doing something with you. Here's another interesting thing. So here's what I've discovered after watching their latest Revolution and semi-following this up. Because what I found is that AEW actually has a text transcript of the key moments of all of their Dynamites on their website.
Interesting.
So it is very interesting. And so it's a good read if you don't want to watch the show. So I'll be doing that a lot more than trying to watch the show. So Paige has turned heel, surprise, surprise, along with Toni Storm and Ruby Soho, formerly known as Ruby Riott, formerly known as Heidi Lovelace when she was an independent talent. And they have formed a faction that's very reminiscent of a prominent faction of the 90s and early 2000s, where they are going around beating people up. Their whole thing is like green and black, though. They're going around beating people up and spray painting them. Sound familiar?
I think Japan did it.
Yes, Japan did do it. Bischoff stole the idea from Japan, brought it over to WCW, but they're not calling themselves the Outsiders. They've pretty much been calling themselves the Outcast. Not with a K, with a C. Not like the group.
I really hope this is a rib on Eric Bischoff, because Bischoff like dunks on AEW and hates Tony Khan. He gives them so much shit. So if I was Tony Khan, like, you know what? I got an idea. Ladies, bitches, come here. Take part in my pettiness, please. Here's $2 million. Go.
So Ruby Soho is the newest member of the Outcast. She had an interview with Renee Paquette, formerly known as Renee Young,
Stupid. This is so fucking
in the ring.
stupid.
And so here's what Ruby Soho said. She said this, and I quote, this is from AEW's official website, which again, like I said, has transcripts of their key moments of every Dynamite and Rampage, which is a good read if you don't want to watch the program. She said, I mean, I think it's obvious. I don't think it should come as a surprise to anyone. You all created this monster. Let's run it back real quick, Renee. My first title match was at Grand Slam against Britt Baker. When she beat me, these people were thrilled. Were you thrilled at Grand Slam when Britt Baker beat Ruby Soho?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Big fan of Britt.
She then says, so let's fast forward to the semifinals of the Owen Hart Cup when I face Chris Statlander. By the way, where the fuck is Chris Statlander?
Isn't she like on Mars with Elon, like making the RX2 D2 squared 4 as his 8th kid?
Sure. Okay, we'll say that. Anyway, she says, so let's fast forward to semifinals of the Owen Hart Cup when I face Chris Statlander in the semifinals.
She's the alien, right? That's her gimmick?
She's the alien, yes.
Okay, good.
She's the alien from Long Island.
That or her and Johnny Hungy are getting hitched, and they're getting made out of Tim Hortons.
She goes, when I faced Chris Statlander in the semifinals and I was booed out of the ring, then I was booed against Jamie Hayter, which everybody's going to boo you. It's Jamie Hayter. You can't hate Jamie Hayter. No one in AEW was ever going to appreciate me. That was pretty obvious from the start, Ruby. But I'm the only one, because I'm not the only one. Toni Storm came here and she wasn't appreciated. And everyone begs Saraya to come out of retirement, and she goes, and all you fat mouth breathing trolls came at her at a moment's notice. That's what we do. She says, we've been outcast since the day we came to AEW. We can't build on a broken foundation, that's for sure. We can only start anew. The broken foundation are the entitled rookies in the back. Speaking of entitled rookies, let's bring up my opponent, another homegrown known as Sky Blue. Which meant she went to beat Sky Blue, and then they spray painted her. So that is the story of the Outcast at the moment.
I don't know, Ruby. Do you ever think Ruby just weren't that good?
She was doing well in WWE.
I'm gonna be fair to her.
Yeah,
because she can be that good.
She can. I think she had a good
Ruby
thing going.
Specifically, Toni Storm is a big enemy, and God damn it, Paige, you're a fucking legend. But
Yeah.
sticking to Ruby.
Yeah.
She's not better than what the rest of the roster has to offer. So it's not that you weren't given opportunities or, you were overlooked. It's just you weren't as good as the other people who deserve to be on TV more because they're better.
I think she has an advantage on the mic, which makes her stick out.
In comparison to
the rest of the roster.
In comparison to the rest of the women's roster, sure.
Yeah. I think that
green.
is what her only advantage is in comparison.
Yeah, her promos in WWE were bad because
she was getting better. I think she was. I feel like she was hitting a stride.
I blame the creative and like Ruby's someone who's not good scripted. I think, or like over scripted.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I think Ruby would do a lot better with just bullet points and a few sentences and key points you got to hit.
Yeah.
Right, but I think she's better off the cuff. Like, cause remember she did that promo with Natty and like Jimmy Anvil was on like the table, right?
Oh yeah, it was yeah.
And she was like leaning down and always talking like this because I'm bad, and it just didn't feel real. Like I can picture this promo as you're reading it, like her saying it.
Yeah,
like naturally.
I remember she wasn't good at promos. I remember calling her Twinkle Toes in NXT because she had a triple threat at like Takeover Orlando. I was like, wow, she's really struggling right now. But I did see her like when the Riot Squad was the Riot Squad and Liv Morgan had the blue tongue all the time. She was the mouthpiece of that faction. They were hitting a stride for a little bit, and then WWE released them all.
Yeah, I think same thing. But in that point in WWE, it's like, listen, they weren't bad.
No, they weren't.
They had potential. It's just there were other people on the roster who were better.
They're valued more. They obviously kept Liv.
Like if the Riot Squad really wanted to work, sending those bitches to TNA, they would have done great on TNA.
Mm-hmm.
But AEW roster stacked in that point in WWE. Like, I
They
think if
were
the Riot
also
Squad came back
restarted.
now, they'd probably be a lot better because they're a little more established, especially.
Their stabs are a little bit more seasoned, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they could actually have something to fight for. So I think they'd be probably better in WWE now. I think there could be some room for them, but sometimes you're just not that good,
Yeah.
or you're not good enough.
I mean, she could have something here. It's going to be hard for them to do stuff. I mean, luckily for them, they have a lot of moving targets to go for because it's one thing, like I said, AEW has over WWE, especially in the women's division, is they have multiple titles to fight for. Because I don't count the women's tag. And it's one of those things where it's hard, and I always harp back to this at least 1 or 2 times a month. It's hard to develop other talent when you don't have a mid-card and everybody's fighting for one major title. That one major title is held by like 3 or 4 people consistently.
Yes,
And you're
that
never
is
going to
problem
break.
number one.
You're never
but
going to break that a lot
But
of
in
the time.
WWE specifically, problem number 2 is I feel like the writing staff doesn't know how to tell stories that
For
don't
women.
involve a title for women.
Yeah.
Like they cannot there is no Edge Finn Balor blood feud in a Hell in a Cell for the women that does not involve a title.
I agree.
The closest thing you got is Becky and Ronda. But even when we we as fans mention that match, we always say the words for the title.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I was like, oh, what about, that Nia and Alexa Bliss, but that was also for a title.
For the title.
Yeah.
Like they cannot, they don't, and I don't know why that is. That could probably be like, listen, they just need more female writers to kind of, tell a story from a female's perspective.
Which is funny because the I think the most prominent female writer that I knew about or that revealed herself after she got released was the one that wrote the Otis and Mandy love story, which is a great story, by the way.
Which was for the time really, because he had the money in the bank. It was like, oh yeah,
Ooh, my peach, yeah.
It was wrestling just enough stupid.
I mean, listen, Otis is doing great right now. Oh my god.
I saw it.
I
saw it. I saw the picture. I saw the picture, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is it. This is the Otis we know and love."
The best part is that Chad couldn't find him, so he went around all of Raw with missing Otis, and then
That's really funny.
And then they found him doing a photo shoot. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I do agree that I think WWE needs more
Like,
female
can
writers.
you name one women's feud
Without the title?
without the title that was like memorable and like, oh shit, I really want to see that.
The only one that comes to mind, and this one still has an asterisk to it, the only one that comes to mind was NXT Charlotte versus Natty, but that still had Rick and Bret Hart involved.
And that led to the first title.
Oh, fuck, yeah, that was a... yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like, yes, I see your point, but the finish line was a surprise. You're getting a title.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
WWE knew that. We just didn't know that.
Yeah, fuck, I totally forgot about that.
That is almost a really good pick.
Yeah, you're right. I can't really name one off the top of my head.
But if you want really good women's feuds, you can name like Becky, Sasha Bailey, forever.
But they a lot of those times they had titles involved, but
Sasha
not
Charlotte.
Yeah,
all of them had a title involved.
Title involved. That was title back and forth for like a whole fall.
Yeah. So they just don't have them, and I'm normally not the whole diversity person for the sake of diversity, but in this instance, it's like it's hard for me to write. It would be hard for me to write for women. I'm kind of a writer. Like it is something hard. But when it comes to art, I think diversity is very, very important.
Yeah, because artists look at different perspectives and different backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they need more female writers across the board, even in AEW. Across the board, needs to be more females writing for wrestling, and there's females who do fan fiction for wrestling. Some of it's a lot of smut, but some of it is actually some of it's really good.
Almost all of it is smut, and you know what? I'm here for it.
Some of it is really
like it. I'm glad people like it. I'm glad they write it. Like obviously it's gonna be smut. Like I expect it to be smut. I don't mean that as a dig. I mean that as like duh.
But some of it is really
hey, it's still
good.
writing. It's still writing. You think WWE's on playing smut in their time? Like fucking corpse.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that, and I'll be following this line to see how much NWO will go. I really hope they start like making like their own logo that's like NWOS and just start spray painting it on people. I don't know what they would call themselves, But who knows? Moving on to AEW. Ricky Starks has a pretty good feud, which is going to lead to Forbidden Door, because Juice Robinson showed up and laid him out.
Juice. Oh, that's Moose.
No, that's Moose.
Which one? That's Juice. I don't know why, dude. I did this with Kenny Omega, too. I always think Juice Robinson's black.
He is? I think it's mixed.
I don't know why, but when I know a name, when I know a wrestler's name from like Japan or on the Indies, but don't know what they look like, I just assume they kind of look like Kenny King.
All right, so you know he wasn't always Juice Robinson. He was in NXT and he was the environmentalist.
No,
that was him.
Who?
He was him. We met him at in New Orleans really quickly.
We did?
Yeah, it was before he became like essentially the Velveteen Dream of Japan. But what was his name? Initially when he was in NXT. He's also a member of the Bullet Club. You know that faction that no one cares about anymore after Kenny and
I know that. I know who he is, kind of. I just don't know what he looks like.
Oh, he's CJ Parker.
I just assumed Oh, that's who he was.
Yeah, and his wife is Toni Storm.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, they got married last year. But yeah, it's CJ Parker.
Okay.
Yeah, CJ Parker, he reinvented himself after getting released from NXT, went on to become Juice Robinson, the Velveteen Dream of Japan, essentially.
Yeah, I just assumed he looked like some version of Kenny King.
Well, when you remembered seeing him, he had dreads.
Yeah, no, when you say CJ Parker, I remember the dreads.
Yeah, he had dreads.
Yeah.
So now I think he's a mixed kid. I totally believe he's a mixed kid. But he's a member of Bullet Club because that's apparently still a thing, even though Bullet Club is dead. But he is still a prominent name on the Indies, and with Forbidden Door coming up, this is a perfect thing for Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is a fucking star. I'll put it that way. He is a fucking star. I'm sold on Ricky Starks. So I really am. I mean, William Regal's right for trying to chase him down wherever he went. So it is fucking great.
Juice Robinson, motherfucker.
Yeah.
His name's Juice. Come on, give me a break here.
Listen.
Isn't there a guy in the Jets named Juice?
No, there's not. No. There's nobody on the Jets named Juice. Yeah, there's no one on the Jets named Juice.
Isn't it the first pick last year? Was it Sandwich or something? He had like a nickname.
Yeah, it's
like
not
Juice.
Juice.
Or Slice.
It's not Juice. It's Oh, Sauce. It's Sauce.
Sauce.
It's Sauce Gardner.
Phenomenal. It's excellent.
Yeah, it's Sauce
Pure
Gardner.
excellence.
It's Sauce Gardner. He's the one who, when they beat the Packers in Lambeau, he stole a cheesehead from a fan. It was and ran off with it. But I'll talk about that.
Actually, no. I have a great post show question for you. So this is a preview for everybody. Post show discussion, Ricky. Why does no one want Lamar Jackson?
Huh, that is a good one. Okay.
Save it.
Yeah.
Save it.
That is a good one. That is a good one. Moving on to our final topic. The first ever defense of the AEW International Championship is tonight. And it featured current All-Atlantic champion Orange Cassidy.
This is bullshit, man!
Versus Jeff Jarrett.
I hate everything about this graphic. Like, why are the American flags there? There's more than one. America's not even a continent.
Oh my god!
What's this title called?
It's the international title because, as Tony Khan
international title.
As Tony Khan said,
they only have one country mentioned in the graphic.
Yeah, and if you look behind, I think they changed the flags on the international title, but as Tony Khan said, they're leveling up the All-Atlantic Championship. I wonder why, Tony. Maybe because it was a dumb fucking name.
And they were booing Rey Mysterio. Who boos Rey Mysterio?
Oh my god. So apparently Orange Cassidy won at the time of this recording, and he beat Jeff Jarrett.
Thank God. Talk about juice. It's the Orange Punch!
It's true. I forgot his finish is the Orange Punch.
Which, first of all, they should have called it the Baja Blast. That's the first mistake.
The Orange Punch is better. Baja. There's no orange in Baja.
I know, but still, it would have been hilarious. You know what Orange Cassidy would have said to that? So, that's it. Issue over.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do something with this title because Orange Cassidy's not doing anything but just holding this literally in like a fucking backpack.
I still want his T-shirt of him on his own T-shirt.
That is a great T-shirt he had on the Indies.
It's such a great I gotta go find it. Let me go find it.
That is a great Orange Cassidy T-shirt. But the international title is now a thing. The rest in peace, the All Atlantic Championship. In a couple of months, this will change. So what is going to be? Here's my question to end up the show. What is going to be the new name of the international championship in 3 months' time?
Oh, the Continental Champion. The Outer Continental.
The Outer Continental Champion.
No, the Outer. O-U-T-E-R.
The Outer The Outer Continental. I'm going to go with the Denny's Continental Championship.
The Denny's Continental Championship.
Yeah.
Cocaine Stain. The Cocaine Stain title.
the Con. Call it
The Khan.
The Khan.
The Wrath of Khan, dude.
The Wrath of Khan. The Khan Championship. Oh my god. Here's a shit. It's such a waste of a nice looking title too. Like AEW really did figure out like their designs for their titles, and they look fantastic. There's just too many of them.
The Orange Cassidy yearbook photo shirt is also pretty funny.
Is it really?
It's just him with his shades and a yearbook photo with his denim jacket in black and white. It really is. It's like, do I really want to wear the shirt with some dude on my chest? Like, it's kind of weird.
The answer is absolutely yes, you do.
But it's a phenomenal shirt.
Absolutely,
It's such a good shirt.
The answer is yes, you do. So the AEW International title, which will soon become, they should just call it like, I don't even know. It should come up with a new title name every 3 months, just to keep people guessing.
Oh no,
It should be a running shtick.
it absolutely should not.
Listen, this is a better named title than the titles after television stations. Okay, let's just put it that way.
It's definitely an upgrade. They upgraded the wrong title.
Yeah. Like, my God, if they called themselves the TNT Champions but are no longer on TNT. It's just so fucking funny. So fucking funny. But the AEW South American title. Good one, Frets. I love it. The South American title and still have the flag of Japan on it for no fucking reason. The All Pacific title. You're just naming regions of the world, Frets.
The Antarctic title. He has to cross-check penguins.
Just put penguins instead of flags on the title.
Does the sound penguins make?
I think so. Who knows?
Oh, this is a ridiculous T-shirt. That's
What?
really funny though. I don't even know how to describe it.
Send it to me. Send me a link or something.
There's kind of boobies on it.
Kind of boobies on it.
Kind of boobies.
Kind of boobies. That's a great way to end the show. Kind of boobies on this, which is great. Anywho, folks, that's all we have. Perfect. The all immigration title. Good one, Taquan. I think we have a winner.
Oh Jesus!
The all immigration.
I put it in the cord.
The all immigration title.
Everyone's gonna be really confused as to why.
Kind of boobies is on there.
Yeah. They're like, what the fuck is this? Oh, all my friends are playing Putt Party.
Well, oh my, hold on. These guys are going. Oh, did Statlander come back, Frets? I don't know. Our Discord has been popping off this entire time, so I need to catch up on this when I come back.
I had to close it because the beeps were getting a little annoying.
Yeah, I have to
And
catch up on that.
I didn't know if they were coming through on the recording.
No, they were. I did not hear anything at all, so you're good to go. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of it. Let's go to the post show. We can talk about Lamar Jackson there.
All right.
Oh yeah. Also,
Okay.
we're not. I'm going to be not really being a solo act next week. Just heads up. Will's not going to be here next week.
Yeah, I'm not here next week. Sorry.
Yeah, but I do have a special guest, and let me tell you, they enjoy John Moxley, and they might also be from Cincinnati. Those are your hints, and that's the only hint you're
It's
going to
the
get.
bronze kneecap.
Oh my god, that's what I'm calling it next week. I'm calling it the bronze kneecap.
Bronze kneecap.
Okay. No one's going to have an idea why it's going to be that, but it's going to be great. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 332, The Ides, because lo and behold, it's the Ides of March for all you people that ever read Shakespeare and the play of Julius Caesar. I am your host, not Julius Caesar. Good, because I didn't get backstabbed by my friends, although that's what I'm... That's right, that's the lie, but I'm going to tell you right now. I have been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can formally find me, because I'm no longer there, or not no longer, I'm temporarily on hold from social media.
Still?
At Ambassador Biggs, B-I-G-Z Ambassador Biggs. I am not. I'm not growing up. I am a Toys R Us kid. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast. Like, share, subscribe across all social media outlets. If you're listening to us, please make sure you're listening to us by subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, and follow Wrestle Addict Radio at addict_wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else on social media. The links to all of our stuff are in the description below, and if you're listening to us on Spotify, please make sure to interact with our polls and our questions for all of our episodes. Will Tarashak, who's going to be taking a break finally from the show next week. How are you?
I'm sure I could swing it. It's only Jazz's birthday. We'll see what happens. I'll swoon her. I'll swoon her this week and see what happens.
I'm glad you finally learned what swoon means.
Yeah, well, we had to go over it early in the show. But my name is Will Tarashuk. T as in Thomas, Arashuk. I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but banks aren't real and money is all fake. So we talk about that on the Talking Tarashuk podcast this week. I had chief strategist from an Interactive Brokers, Steve Sosnick, on the podcast to explain exactly what happened with Silicon Valley Bank. And a lot of the response is going to be interesting and a lot of uncharted waters. So that's going to be fun. Yeah.
Yay!
Enjoy all that.
Yay,
I also
money.
I crossed 100,000 views on YouTube, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
Nice. We crossed 5,000 downloads the other week, which is good for us. Yay, good for us. We're getting somewhere. Oh my God, Charles just wins. AEW's new title will be called the Snick Championship. And on that note, folks, we are gonna get out of here.
Wait, I don't get it.
Snick? Oh my God. You are so young. Anywho, we are going to get out of here. I'll explain to Will what Snick is on the post show as he takes a little bit of a vacation. But I'll be back next week with a very special guest host from Cincinnati. So until then, goodbye, good night. I will see you next week. Will won't. And
hey, you want to talk about 8 inches? Hey, yo.
Yeah, and fuck you, Slack. You didn't know what Snick meant? You never had Saturday Night Nick?
I never watched Nick on Saturday nights. It was always like, fuck. It was like live action. I didn't like it.
You never watched? Oh, wow. You missed. Snick had All That, Are You Afraid of the Dark? It was like TGI Fridays, but before TGI Fridays was the thing.
Right, it had the Cosbys? And like,
no, it did not have the Cosbys.
Was it Lopez?
Nope, it did not have the Lopez either. Saturday Night Nick or Snick had like All That, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Prometheus and Bob were a thing because they were on Kablam.
Kablam was Saturday nights?
Mm-hmm.
I know Kablam. I know the Caveman and Bob.
Prometheus and Bob.
Prometheus and Bob. I know those. I know what they are.
They originated on Snick, yes.
Okay. Action League Now?
Action League Now, yes. I love Action League Now.
I was talking about them the other day. It's Action League
Now.
It's the greatest thing ever. The giant naked man. I'm so afraid.
Action League Now is so fucking stupid. I don't know how they got away with this.
How do I have clothes on? What are we doing here, Doc?
Unlocked all the memories. Number 1, Charles, I am not on Me Hente. Number 2, I am definitely not on Black Planet, so you better cut it out. I might still be on MySpace, if that still exists. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so you had a question, Will, about, what was it? How come no one wants Lamar Jackson?
How come no one wants Lamar Jackson?
Because they're idiots.
The Jets are like, hey, we want Aaron Rodgers while Lamar Jackson is out there.
Listen, the Raiders said, hey, we'll take Jimmy Garoppolo while Lamar Jackson is out there.
Yeah, like, is everyone high?
Yeah, there's a lot of really good old boy politics, I'll say, in the NFL that permeates all the fucking time. because Lamar has a voice, and the NFL can't have individuals with their own voices speaking to stuff. Like Lamar also doesn't have an agent, which is kind of frowned upon.
I think that's part of what's like why.
But also the Ravens fucked him over too. So here's what the thing: the Ravens couldn't come to an agreement on a long-term contract for Lamar because Lamar wants guaranteed money. Lamar wants a certain amount of guaranteed money, which is
he's an MVP and he's really good.
Yeah, I mean, people they're gonna say like, "Oh, he's injured all the time," blah blah blah. But like, have you seen yourselves without him? I would.
Yeah, like, have you seen like the Jets haven't had a healthy quarterback since Brett Favre?
Well, they yeah. And their best quarterback since then was banging somebody else's mom, and then
he wasn't even that good.
It wasn't that good. Yeah. Yeah, so the thing with I think there's a lot of like I said good old boy politics in the NFL, which is really fucking annoying. It's the fact that Lamar's clearly doing the same thing that Aaron Judge did. He's betting on himself.
Yeah, but no one's biting.
Which is weird, but here's what fucked him. Besides the whole agent thing, because sometimes it's hard to negotiate if you've never negotiated before. Because like Jeter talked about this in his documentary. He was like, it's the first time that I ever heard from people like Cashman that I wasn't that good.
Yeah.
It didn't deserve all the money. And Cashman was lying because he wanted to save money, But that's just how negotiations go. Negotiations for a lot of money is very cutthroat. There's no other way to put it. And sometimes you need an agent to kind of do it. You need like an Arliss, if you remember Arliss, to really just, talk your shit for you. But some people don't like to go through agents. And there have been players like Jacoby Brissett who negotiate contracts with guaranteed money, and they have able to negotiate contracts without an agent. They're able to do that. But it also depends on that ownership group and stuff too. So we didn't come to an agreement because Lamar wants X amount of guaranteed money. Lamar Jackson's still only like 27, so he still has a lot of time.
He's a baby.
Ahead of him, yeah. So what happened was the Baltimore Ravens essentially franchise tagged him.
Oh, he got hit with the tag.
But it's not a closed one, it's an open tag. But here's the thing. Within the clause of his franchise tag, Lamar can still seek out and go look at other contracts to see if he can get money, but Baltimore can match.
And if he matches, he has to take it?
He has to take it, yeah.
I mean, he gets his money then. What depends what he want more, out of Baltimore or the money?
Well, it's a matter of if Baltimore wants to match, but when you do that tactic, it's going to scare other teams. Like, why are we going to try to do all these negotiations and invest in all this money into somebody who in Baltimore's going to be like, nope, we're going to just do that same thing and take him.
Ooh.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a really sticky situation.
Yeah, so it's like, why take the risk?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not a good business move.
Yeah. And so that's why, like I said, Baltimore fucked them in that instance. Which is a shame because, I mean, not really a shame because, I mean, if Baltimore's that stupid not to sign him to a long-term deal, then yeah, he should be able to go wherever the hell he wants.
Yeah. Like, the guy's incredible.
Granted, he didn't have that great of a year. He was a little bit injured, but that stuff can be fixed,
Yeah, it's called a good O-line.
Yeah, exactly. Like that.
Maybe we shouldn't go to the Jets then.
Huh?
Maybe we shouldn't go to the Jets then.
Listen, the Jets screwed up their next couple of years. The Jets had a perfectly great draft last year. They were building their team through the draft, and you're going to go with this prima donna, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he hasn't gone there yet, but yeah.
Well, you heard what happened, right?
No.
The rumor is that he sent a list of players he wants the Jets to sign before he even gets there.
Interesting.
Also, Aaron Rodgers is still under contract with the Packers, but he does not want to play for them anymore, and he wants to be traded. So the Packers and the Jets are actually negotiating a trade. Aaron Rodgers, who wanted to control his own narrative and went on his best friend Pat McAfee's show and said that he intends to play for the Jets next year. Because the Jets are that stupid and that desperate to go for Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, the Jets have nobody, right? So if it's Aaron Rodgers or nobody, but it depends what to give up for him.
That's also that's the
if
thing.
if you're giving up a first round pick, you are beyond stupid.
Aaron Rodgers is owed like $50 million. He's like $32 million in cap space this year, this upcoming year alone.
That's so aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, what number is this? 332.
332, yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing 333. That's a bummer.
Yeah, you are missing 333, which is going to be called the bronze kneecap. So it's so fucking funny.
So that's interesting. Yeah, I would sign Lamar immediately. But yeah, that does sound a little more sticky because that makes sense. The franchise tag, that's a tough one. There's
also a lot of coaches who. This is a kind of a sports problem from time to time. There's a lot of coaches who feel like they are like world-renowned coaches or very highly respected coaches that only know how to coach one way. Like they have their system and they're going to go after players that fit that system.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So it's a bias. It's
a little bit of a bias. And unfortunately for Lamar is one of those athletes and one of those players, but doesn't really fit those traditional systems.
Mm.
You know, and so a lot of those people have a difficult time really trying to change their system, or they even have a difficult time changing it, or they don't want to change their system. They're like, oh no, you have to fit to me. And in my opinion, as someone who is the son of a former football coach and been around coaches, if you are a good football coach, especially at the level of an NFL or a college coach, well, more so NFL than college, you should have a knowledge base of every fucking system known to man and be able to adjust to the talent that's around you.
I agree. I agree completely.
You know, granted, you should have a bit of a say about who gets drafted to maybe find players that might fit your system. But if you are given a certain group of players and the ownership of that organization is saying, we brought you here to make this work, you should be able to make it work if you were that damn good. You know, that's my opinion. Like I said, and I think the best coaches are ones like, okay, these are the players I have. I'm going to tweak my style to fit these players, and we're going to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Damn.
You know, but I think there's a lot of coaches, particularly in the NFL, that are very just stubborn and don't want to do these tweaks.
Belichick's stubborn. I feel like Andy Reid is also stubborn, but like in a good way.
I think he's stubborn, but I think he's a little bit more adaptive. I think he updates his style to the players that he has.
That's fair.
You know, he does have a lot of things that are very core Andy Reid plays that he does.
Fine, we'll do it your way, but I'm going to be stubborn and we're going to do it my way.
But like, for instance, with someone Patrick Mahomes is a fucking cannon of an arm. It is gross. But Andy Reid's offense isn't really a deep ball type offense. Andy Reid's a lot of dink and dive and screens and stuff like that and letting the players kind of dictate. Like, get the ball into the playmakers, let the playmakers go nuts. Mm-hmm. But for Andy Reid, his biggest playmaker is Patrick Mahomes, who can do fucking anything. So he probably added some deep routes in there because Patrick Mahomes, again, has a fucking cannon of an arm.
He is really good.
You know, Patrick Mahomes, if everybody forgets, Patrick Mahomes also has the biggest contract in the history of professional sports. Okay, you remember that contract he signed?
A lot.
Yeah, the $500 million contract.
Yeah, it's like a $500 million contract.
Yeah.
I mean, he is really good, and he is backing it up. He's what, two out of 3 Super Bowls, and he lost to Tom Brady?
2 out of 3 Super Bowls. Yeah.
And the one he lost to Tom was the greatest quarterback that ever lived. Like, he's holding up his end.
Yeah, and he's younger than Lamar. But also, the Chiefs were like, oh, we see where this is going. Here's how much do you want?
Right. How much do you need? You're gonna make. We're in Kansas City, all right. We don't get that. We don't get that a lot here, but their economy pretty much runs on him.
Well, yeah, but he also got smart too. You know, he invested also in the Royals.
The Royals? Oh, the baseball team.
Mm-hmm. He has ownership in the Royals now. Again, smart kid.
It's a lot of money in owning a sports team.
He's not a majority owner, clearly.
No, of course not.
No, but still.
He's got a piece.
But still, that's a smart investment.
He doesn't have to do anything.
Exactly. He doesn't have
the team doesn't have to be good. He gets paid.
Exactly.
This Liv Morgan story was so funny, by the way.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She didn't even know she was going viral either.
No, she had no idea.
Did you want to know the real story behind it? Because she talked about it on the
Oh,
bump.
I saw the clip on the bump. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I was like, bitch, you're lying.
She's like, oh my god,
I
I
was-
love him. He's like, he works for the live events. He was explaining something to me. I totally wasn't paying attention. It's like, clearly, Liv, you had no idea what was going on. You were at a Nick game on Celebrity Row. What did you not, how did you not know the cameras were on you?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the Knicks and the Lakers literally have a section called Celebrity Row for when all the stars go
How
there.
would she know, though, for real, though?
She's from fucking Jersey. She's like in the like in the backdrop of New York City. You know,
Yeah, but she's such a bimbo and oblivious. Like, look at her face. She's just like, yeah.
I think. Well, I've watched her in Up Up Down Down. She's fucking hysterical. So, have you ever watched Up Up Down Down?
No,
Oh, by the way, the Up Up Down Down Championship is also in 2K.
of course it
Which
is.
is fucking. So in
That's pretty awesome. Like, look at her. Look at this picture. She's just like,
so in
it's really funny. She does make the picture. The guy's just like, okay, what is he telling her? Like, what story is she doesn't? I don't give a fuck about.
like if it was really about live event business, if it was that's what he was talking about, then I wouldn't have cared either. I was like, whatever.
Dude,
just tell
he's
me.
telling a story of how his dog in fourth grade was missing, and then him and the neighborhood kids had to get together and find it. And she's just like, I like cats.
The best, the best ones I've seen are people who are captioning that meme and having him discuss like different historical storylines.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's when the Undertaker said he wouldn't touch his own flesh and blood, and then it.
It's funny 'cause, dude, I saw the meme on like Instagram, not from a wrestling account. I'm like, is that Liv Morgan? No, it can't be. It can't be. This isn't a wrestling page. And then I saw it again. I was like, oh shit, it's Liv Morgan.
Yeah, no, it's fucking funny.
It's the most over she's been in a while.
That's true. She's one of the people who doesn't look. Here we go. So Paul Barrett says the Undertaker. The Kane has been alive the whole time, and we're all at home wondering who the heck is Kane. Now it's hardcore fans actually.
That's what a bad blood in the first ever. That's really funny. That's really funny.
There was another one where someone was explaining the history of the NWO in that line. It's so good, but no, on Up Up Down, on Up Up Down Down, every WWE superstar has a gaming nickname that they go by. So like
Oh shit, missed up.
so like AJ Styles is known as Pop,
Pop.
aka the Prince of Phenomenal.
I like that.
Who is it? What did Becky? Oh, Becky Lynch was Soulless Senpai. Liv Morgan's is Young Saliva.
That is excellent. It fits her perfectly.
It was Young Saliva, and at one point she changed it to Daddy.
That is also not surprising.
Yeah, the names are fucking great. There is one, so there's one Up Up Down Down because they have like Fight Fridays where they all play Tekken against each other. So they brought in like a professional Tekken gamer, and he beat everybody in that room like twice over before somebody even got like a round in. And the best part about this, because Xavier Woods has the hookup now, he gets people to mod the Tekken characters. So he has all of the wrestlers modded into the game of Tekken.
Oh, word?
Yeah. So it's really funny. This Tekken gamer is so good. He essentially, I think he played Jimmy the first round. And they modded The Rock into the game. And so the Tekken gamer played as The Rock. And he beat Jimmy. He KO'd Jimmy by hitting a rock bottom on him. It was fucking nuts. Young Saliva, a.k.a. Daddy. Alright, what is going on in this world? Charles, I don't care if you grew up poor. She lived
Do you really want to know what's going on in the real world?
I mean, not necessarily. Let's see. Well, March Madness is happening tomorrow.
The real world's pretty nuts right now, man. Like, where do we begin?
I literally just focus on NCAA basketball, which I haven't been following lately.
Ugh. If you watch that January 6th footage on mute that Tucker reported, that was pretty fucking wild. Just ignore Tucker because he's just not saying anything
I have followed.
worth talking about.
I have
It's just
followed
the footage.
I have that edited ass footage.
The cops are showing him around. Like, you can't just edit that. That's just a fact. The cops were just walking him around and letting him in rooms.
Mm-hmm. No, but did he edit out all the violence?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, both things can be true at the same time.
Yeah, no, both things can be true at the same time. Neither of them are good, by the way.
No,
Yeah,
no,
like,
both
neither
are
of
very,
them-
very bad.
Neither of them are good.
But the fact that you have one side not showing on purpose that the cops are walking him around, and the other side is showing.
Well, no, here's the thing. Dominion.
Not the violence.
No, they only the 41,000 pieces of footage were only given to Fox.
That is true.
That's the thing. It's not.
McCarthy only gave it a Fox.
He only gave it to Fox, which is I would like. What the fuck?
Which is
McCarthy?
also like,
yeah,
fuck you.
yeah. Like,
But
what are you
this
doing?
guy, like, out of all the footage Democrats have, like, we had footage of.
We have footage of everything.
We had the footage of the cops opening the barricades outside for them.
Yeah, I remember that.
Everyone had that
That's
footage.
that went viral real quick. Yeah.
Like, are they not domestic terrorists too? Then, like, these cops.
No, that's
walking
aiding and
around,
abetting. Yeah.
Like, are they not? Are they going to go to jail now? No.
I don't know. I don't know if they even finished riling up and indicting people.
I don't know. That's a good question too. But it's a lot of people who aren't even being looked at. Like, I saw a video today. This guy who was all masked up. He had a headset on and like a walkie-talkie, and like an earpiece.
Who was he talking to?
Well, here's the theory, because there's no evidence on this. But he broke a window, right?
Okay.
He realized he was being filmed, and then immediately tried to blame it on someone else. And he had an
Okay.
earpiece, walkie-talkie, so people think he was a Fed.
Oh, like he was a plant?
Yes, because they do that. They did that for the Black Lives Matter protest.
Oh,
that came out recently.
That
They did
hasn't been
They
recent.
did it in January 6th. They've been doing that for decades.
I'm saying
The
that-
FBI's been doing that. It's not new.
No, planting in any protest, especially the Black Lives Matter protest, especially during 2021, 2022, wasn't like that. Didn't just come out recently. That was already well known. Like, because there was cops doing it too in New York City.
Right. No, that's the first I heard of it. Like, I assumed that FBI people were there riling things up because that's what they do.
But
I
this was
didn't-
actual.
I
In New
didn't
York
hear-
City was
I didn't
actual
hear- I didn't hear of it
NYPD.
have any evidence, but until recently.
Well, no, plainclothes. A lot of people know about plainclothes in New York City.
But like, you know, I found this out too. The FBI was an undercover informant. He was the head of the Proud Boys.
The undercover informant.
The undercover informant was the head of the Proud Boys. So what's the FBI doing heading the Proud Boys?
Well, no, was he a Proud Boy and then became an informant for the FBI, or was
No. He was an informant and then went undercover to infiltrate the Proud Boys and then became the head guy.
That's a good informant then.
Why is the FBI? So shut it down. You're the head guy. What's the FBI heading the Proud Boys for?
We're not heading it. He's an informant.
They are heading it. He's an agent.
Yeah, he's an agent, and he's essentially a double agent. But that happens to a lot of informants. They end up wiggling their ways into becoming the head of the FBI.
Yeah, and
Or
then
head of
that's when
the
you should shut it. That's when
Proud
you should
Boys.
shut it all down.
Well, also they had people who were informants who took down the Black Panthers too.
Yeah, that's also true. And then the Black Panthers and the hippies lined up together and got like civil rights done.
Yeah, but
Imagine
then
that.
in the end they still killed a lot of them. Still.
No, it was the Black Panthers and the Nazis. They walked in unison.
Yeah, the
At a
Rainbow
rally.
Coalition.
The Rainbow Coalition. That's what we need.
We do need another Rainbow Coalition. I do agree.
We need all the gun-loving, Trump-crazy people and all the socialists to hold hands and hug and really march on the Capitol.
Well, no, because you saw Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, I still hate that Seth Rollins takes that line.
Yeah, I remember I was talking about that. Like, yeah, I do get like, oh, it's kind of a stretch, Seth.
Like, Seth, don't pretend you made this up. You just saw a movie. It's like, I like this. It's like, next you're going to be like, I'm a revolutionary. I am this. Live long and revolutionary.
Yeah, no, but my favorite part is when he like freely walks into not really they're not really white supremacists.
It
They were
wasn't
poor whites.
they weren't the Klan. No, that's what it was. It was the Klan and the Black Panthers.
They were
marched
like
together. Not that they're also Nazis.
it was
yes.
a lot of them together. It was a Hispanic organization too, but it was they weren't really, they were just like poor whites essentially.
Yeah,
and he was like, listen, he's like, they're fucking both of us, dude. Like,
yeah,
get it to like we don't have a beef with you. Like, we understand your shit. We just don't want to fuck with you. But like, listen, we're in the same boat together. like if you think about it, the same things are happening to us. We can't fight each other because that's what they want.
Yeah, and you can tell because of how the January 6th footage is covered and not covered, and how sides are clearly drawn in the sand, and a lot of it's just bullshit just for show anyway. Like, people should go to jail, right? That Cuban shaman probably should be in jail for 4 years. I mean, I'd be very angry if I was his lawyer right now. But, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's obvious. Like I said, it's very obvious.
That's why I watch sports.
True.
That's the reason I watch sports. Sports and video games. That's all I do.
You do it the right way, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, there are things that I realize that are just sometimes out of my control. So I try not to worry about things that are out of my control.
That's why it's weird. Like, obviously, I'm in New Jersey. You're in New York. It's very, very, very liberal. And people
here is in our region. It's very liberal. Upstate New York, right. Completely different world.
Completely different.
Yeah.
And like Eastern Long Island, also very different.
Yeah.
But you know, the
there.
people were like, I bet you know people who are just generally upset of some random law in Tennessee or some random law in Florida or some random law in Oklahoma. It's like, bro, it's a state law and you live in New York. Like, I understand being upset about it, but like, you're really upset about it.
I mean, it
goes the same thing again. Like, I bet people in Florida know people in Florida who are like, why are you so upset about a New York law or a California law or a Portland, Oregon law?
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing to do with you.
Very true.
In some circumstances, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good to be
that caveat.
It's good to be aware of some shit, especially.
It's good to be aware, but like, don't let it ruin your day. Like,
yeah.
I don't give a fuck what laws Pennsylvania pass. Guess what? I don't live in Pennsylvania. Give me another reason not to move to Pennsylvania. I don't need that many more. But
we drove through it. That's reason enough.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
It's reason enough. Yeah, no, but I mean, it's things that you should be aware of if the time comes. I mean, I'm also somebody who's like a harbinger of just like random knowledge because I just like that shit. So
yeah,
it's good to know, but it's also good to like also kind of. I also learn. I know that I cope with like humor all the time. Humor and sarcasm is kind of my jam. You know, and so you got to kind of find a way to make light of stuff. That's why I listen to like the Titus podcast. Like, he jokes about all this stuff. But they also, go through facts and stuff like that. But it's also...
Do you like Charlemagne?
Yes and no. I think he does have good points. Sometimes I feel like he gets on his soapbox a little bit too much.
I know what you mean.
But there are times I'm like, okay, he's really good. I think he's going somewhere. I think it's a good point. And other times it's like, I think you might be a little bit too much here. I think you're essentially pontificating too much. Like, I think you're going a little overboard because
I feel the same way about most of the people I follow about like pop culture and societal like commentary, including Joe Rogan. I call Charlemagne the Black Joe Rogan.
I don't think he's that.
And that's a compliment too. He's not that big, but Charlemagne, in terms of like that kind of like, people love Charlemagne.
Yeah. And
he has a very loyal following, and he's very good at what he does, and he has very good points. But sometimes you're just like, right? But that's how you should be with everybody. Like, I love Joe Rogan; he's my guru, and a lot of things I'm like, yeah, he makes a lot of sense. And other things kind of just go,
Yeah, I mean, it helps Charlemagne. Nuance. Yeah, it helps Charlemagne a lot because he was on Hot 90. I'm not hot. He's on the one of the biggest radio stations in New York, let alone the nation, because they're fucking syndicated.
That's where he comes from. He comes from New York.
Charlemagne the God. Yep.
He is a New Yorker, straight through.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of Charlemagne. I'm a big fan of Charlemagne.
When I used to listen to the radio on my way to work, when I used to drive into work. Thank God I don't do that anymore. He used to have a segment called Donkey of the Day, where he talked about the dumbest news that he heard from like the day before.
Oh, we had hilarious headlines at Hofstra.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're the news block. The news show would always have hilarious headlines, which is just like a random headline from across the country. It's like what actually happened here? We're just going to read you the headline.
Oh, he still does Don't Give a Day. Thanks, Charles, who lives in Atlanta. Told you. His nationally syndicate. But yeah, no. I my thoughts on Charlemagne are kind of like I don't listen to Charlemagne often. But when I do see clips of him, I think he's pretty good. My big thing now is you know who Bomani Jones is?
I know the name.
He's a writer. He got big because he did like part.
Was he on the Daily Show?
No, he was recently. He's been doing. He has his own show on HBO now called Game Theory. So he's this. He's African American writer. He's very well spoken and very well educated.
How do you spell his name? His first name?
Bomani. Mani.
There he is.
Bomani Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He has a show called Game Theory, and I've been watching his he has his show on HBO called Game Theory, but his clips from the show are fucking great. Like, I'll play this one for you because he talks about what's ruining baseball. I want to see if you agree with this. You ready for it, Will?
Please.
Yeah.
Rich franchises aren't ruining baseball. Cheap-ass broke boy owners who are spending under the league average payroll are, despite being billionaires. Let's call out some names, huh? I'm talking to you, Guardians owner Larry Dolan. Show stingy ass. I'm talking to you, Nationals owner Mark Lerner, hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, scrub-looking boy. And don't forget Pirates owner Bob Nutting, looking like he's heard that joke about his last name before. Y'all are hurting the game with your bank accounts that say wealthy, but actions that say go fund me. Rich franchise.
So the graphics that he used were so Mark Lerner has a net worth of $4.5 billion. You know where the Nationals payroll was this year?
Like what?
20.
20 what? 20 million?
No. Ranked number 20 in the league.
Oh, 20th.
20th in the league. Okay, who else did he have here? The Dolan family who owns the Cleveland.
The teams who don't spend money don't do good. That makes sense.
The Cleveland Browns family, the Dolan family, is worth $4.6 billion. They're the fourth wealthiest owners in baseball. Their payroll, they were 27th in payroll for the Cleveland Guardians.
Well, dude, how do you think they're the fourth richest owner then? That makes sense.
Yeah.
There's 30 teams.
And then Nutting, who actually isn't bad. Nutting is the Pirates owner. He's worth $1.1 billion, the 24th wealthiest owner. He has a payroll that ranked 28th on the Pirates.
Yeah, dude, a lot of these teams are bad on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the point he's getting at.
Yeah, he's right. He's 100% right.
You know, he has the good one. I think the one that really helped him go viral is the one he talked about when he talked about Karl Malone. You ever hear the Karl Malone one?
No.
This shit is wild. It's something I don't know that was so widely kept under wraps. Get ready for this shit.
What are your thoughts on Karl Malone being a huge part of All-Star Weekend? You could basically make this question, what are your thoughts about Karl Malone, and stop it right there. Like, it doesn't have to be an occasion, because I hated Karl Malone so much before I had a great reason. I only had good ones. Like, just being a dirty player, elbowing people all the time, that sort of stuff. And then, we found out the whole thing, if you don't know this, that when he was in college, Karl Malone had a baby with a 12-year-old. There's never been any sort of reckoning for Malone because Malone lays low. Like, he just out there in the country, driving his semi, doing whatever it is that Karl Malone does out there. But if you're doing something for Utah basketball, it's like Karl Malone. So we got Karl Malone and John Stockton. John Stockton is crazy conspiracy guy. And I'm just kind of like, I know a lot of people that think crazy things, as long as you don't say it on the microphone there, I guess, right? But Karl Malone, you're kind of supposed to leave him at home, except if you're the league. I heard a lot of y'all when I told y'all those details and you'd never heard them before. All right? And so why is Karl Malone not there? Then you make this more a story. And so I would imagine that there's a very cynical outlook on how to play it. So I never want to see Karl Malone ever, all time, any other point. But he's going to be there, and it's going to be wild uncomfortable for a lot of people. And then tomorrow we're going to forget it ever happened.
Yeah, that news I did not know about until like this year.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, and apparently it was also, he's one of the reasons that the Lakers weren't that good. Remember when the Lakers had like Malone and Peyton and Shaq and Kobe?
Mm-hmm.
And like apparently Karl Malone was like openly, actively trying to sleep with Kobe's wife. Like, and apparently it's not only the fact that he impregnated a child, which is horrible enough. He neglected his son. Like, never spoke to him, never raised him, probably barely paid child support. And all that shit, so. Yeah. Karl Malone's a real weird figure now when you look at it.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah.
What was his nickname?
The mailman, because he always delivers.
Mailman.
Because he always delivers.
Not anymore.
Yeah, right? Ooh.
Yeah, that's very bizarre.
Yeah. And he was at All-Star Weekend, which was in Utah. Because he's their most prominent player. Charles, I'll send you it on TikTok. Yeah, Karl Malone did that, yes. I'll send it to you on TikTok, Charles. So, yeah. I need to watch this show, Game Theory, but he comes up with a lot of interesting stuff about that. Because there's a lot of stuff I feel like he wasn't able to say when he was like a partner on ESPN. You know what I mean? Where he's just like, ESPN doesn't allow you to get too crazy. Where he's like, I'm on HBO, I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, he's like, at this point, I'm invincible. I'm bulletproof.
Yeah.
If I got away with this, I can say fuck on TV all I want.
Oh, he does. All right, to bring it all together, he actually has some Lamar Jackson commentary.
Oh, please.
Yeah, he has his two. One.
Let's end there.
Yeah, it goes. There's Lamar Jackson versus Aaron Rodgers, and the Ravens are stupid for not re-signing Lamar Jackson. Let's do Lamar versus Aaron Rodgers. This is a good one, I think, if I remember correctly.
Aaron Rodgers about to get 60. Yo, and I'm so damn happy he gonna get 60.
Yo, this is the thing that gets me about Aaron Rodgers, and it's in the context of Lamar Jackson, because something I think people need to understand. They put their franchise tag on him non-exclusive, which means that they would pay him $32 million for this year, when Daniel Jones just got 40 for this year. That dude ain't coming to play for that 32, right? That's not happening. For all this talk we've had about the Jets, and hey, will the Jets go get Aaron Rodgers? I got another question. Don't you want to go see about this Lamar Jackson guy that's down there? You got a chance at, hey, pay Aaron Rodgers some $50 million for 1 year. Hope you get a good 1 year, right? Because they had the Brett Favre thing before. You saw how that went. Exactly. No. I'd be trying to knock down Lamar's door, except we had 5 teams who immediately wanted to tell the world, nah, we don't want Lamar Jackson, which to me feels like leaking to the media, we want to be sorry.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's really good. Leaking to the media, we want to be sorry. That's really good.
But he also makes a point. They did a non-exclusive franchise tag, which is what I was mentioning before, for $32 million when Daniel Jones got $44 million a year, and Daniel Jones is not Lamar Jackson.
No, but Daniel Jones also plays in New York.
Yeah, but still. They have a sound like they.
I mean, when you think of it, after taxes, how much is he really making?
But still, still, he's not going to make 32 million. He might go from 44 to 36. That's still more than 32.
God, what a waste of money taxes is.
And then he has what is it? He has the Ravens are stupid for not resigning Lamar. He forgot who he had. It's another. I know his face, but he was also an ESPN correspondent for a while. They're talking about it. So here's the other clip called "The Ravens are stupid for not resigning Lamar Jackson," which I would also agree.
And the point that you and I had both made all this time was He'll definitely be back with the Ravens because the Ravens aren't stupid.
Well, are
the Ravens stupid?
I mean, I like to say no because they gave me a big check at one point in time, so I think they're a smart organization. But the thing that drives me crazy about this Lamar Jackson thing, and it happens every time somebody gets paid, is I'm reminded how much y'all are haters and how much it disgusts me at the core of my being that people are finding ways to argue why somebody who has overcome tremendous odds, and that goes for everyone in the NFL, why they don't deserve a certain amount of money, why they haven't earned a certain amount of money. And it just makes me so angry because that's like the soldiers of capitalism. While he already, and every player, exists in a system that already caps their wages in a monopsony where there's no other way you can take it. And the league is a legal cartel where their wages are controlled or suppressed, and you have a draft, you push people to different places. And then when a guy finally does everything he's supposed to do and gets to free agency, y'all out here talking about what he deserves and how risky a move it is. Where the hell was y'all when he was giving him MVP seasons on a rookie damn deal? Was y'all mad then? I didn't hear that.
It's also very true. Like,
Great point. It's a phenomenal point.
Yeah. That's true. So yeah, the Lamar Jackson thing it's not really nuanced. Like the guest is Dominique Foxworth, who was a fantastic player in the league. He makes a good point. Like, the NFL is a legal cartel.
Of course it is.
No. And like you said, Lamar Jackson did the right things and then some. And now he can't get his money. Because remember, this is his rookie deal that came to an end.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. So he is making not as much as what he could be making because the rookie deal, because the NFL, I think rightfully so back in the day, capped how much you can make on a rookie contract. Which I think was smart because I don't know if you remember back when, like, you remember Sam Bradford, that quarterback?
Mm-hmm. Vaguely.
Yeah. He was the number 1 draft pick coming out of Oklahoma. He made was like $100-something million just for getting fucking drafted. Okay, like stupid money.
That's a lot
based on potential, and at some point the NFL players was like, wait a minute, these guys haven't proven dick to anybody. Let's cap their contracts, which I think is the right thing. See what they can do. Yeah. And then give them the money when they prove it.
Otherwise, they're going to play one season and be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm 19.
Exactly. So the way that it's structured now, like he said, Lamar Jackson did everything. They don't get that many MVPs off of a rookie fucking deal. It was like Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Okay?
Yeah.
And Pat Mahomes got crazy amount of money. Okay? Crazy amount of money. Lamar Jackson's probably not going to get Pat Mahomes money, but he deserves like top 5 quarterback in the league money. I'll put it this way. In comparison to Daniel Jones, he needs more money.
Especially in comparison to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones sucks.
Yeah. Exactly. But we'll leave it at that because I want to get out of here because I got to watch Mando and...
Mando's good. Last week was pretty solid.
Yeah, I need to watch that, and Bad Batch I think it's the final episode of Bad Batch for this season.
Excellent. All right. Yeah. Everything is uploaded.
All right, folks. We will see you guys later.
Midnight music.